on our TV yet.
Okay, now I'm just going into YouTube Creator Studio to get the link for us all.
Yeah, I've just got, it's just come up.
I just got a beep
live.
on my phone, so I think it's there.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh God, whose idea was this?
Welcome.
Come on, we're gonna have some fun tonight, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I think we're broadcasting. I think we're good.
Certainly are. Those people can hear us. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to can in the panel here go and do the Twitter stuff and whatnot, and that would be good. Anybody who wants to can. Oh no, I got an echo. Oh no.
Yeah, that's me. I tell you,
You've got an echo. I can't even find the link.
Sorry, that was me. It was Babe starting her tablet. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Don't be fucking with me like that, guys. Come on now. Easy on Speedy. Come on. All right. So we're loading this up. I'm bringing it up into YouTube Studio here so I can have, a little bit of control. And we'll see if we get a couple of people online, and then we'll do the big intro. And, until then, we can just chatter away like morons because that's what we do best.
As you do, man.
Okay, we are live.
Morons was the whole idea of the stream.
Sorry?
I thought chatting like morons was the whole idea of the stream. You're not expecting to be intelligent.
Well, that's exactly what we're doing, right? Okay, so we are live. We have a live link. It's on World Model Feud.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Babes is watching it on her tablet, and there's like a 3-second delay.
Perfect. Okay, that's not even bad. That's pretty good numbers, right? So I've got YouTube Studio up. We're ready to go. Hold on a second here. I'm going to cough my brain. There we go. Let's see here. We'll give it a minute or two, and then we'll do the big introduction and start the proper show, right?
Yeah, man.
Alrighty then.
Okay. Anybody got any chatter as we wait?
Well, I could tell you all kinds of funky stories, but I don't know if they'd be appropriate.
Well, of course they wouldn't be. So serve it up, Jut Monk. Let's go, buddy. What did one asshole say to the other asshole when they went into the bar? Why don't you wipe your fucking mouth?
Oh boy.
Sorry, Troglodyte, but you knew it was coming, buddy.
I knew it was coming, and you guys are harder than an old caveman.
I love it. Okay.
But hey, I was young once. I know what it's like to be full of pea and vinegar. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I was still young, but I still act it. So, that's okay. It's all good.
I am young. I'm 33. That's young.
So, AB, are you here, buddy?
Do you know what? I'll tell you something, Barman. I was 33 when I was your age.
Was that 18th or end of the 18th century? Yeah.
Okay.
He's still awake.
So the 7 that are in chat then is us 7.
Okay, so the feed is going out good. It's not overly maxing. We're okay.
We have people.
Deaf Paul Wilson, hey you mate, how you doing?
Amy
Hogan, how you doing?
Hey, Amy.
All right. So what do you think? Is it time to do the intro and start this
Let's
shit or
do
what?
it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Someone
Not
watching.
watching. And Aiden says, "Hang on a minute."
Are you ready? Good evening,
Ready.
ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dick Dawson, and I would love to welcome you to the first episode of The Shills. That's right, it's the YouTube channel where a huge group of amazing creators and debunkers have come together for live roundtable chats and amazing live debunking. So, Jimbojo, why don't you help me introduce everyone on the panel?
Sure thing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, everybody. I'm Jimbojo. I spend my time interviewing sensible people about stupid ideas on my interview shows. I'm going to run you around all these people first, and then they're going to tell you all about who they are and what they do. So first, I'd like to introduce Sarcastic Barman. Why don't you tell them who you are and what you do?
Oh God, why do I go first? I am Sarcastic Barman. I'm a barman, and I'm very sarcastic, and I like telling people they're fucking morons, basically. And on that note, JutMonk can talk because he's laughing at me.
Oh, come on, man. You know me. I do not suffer fools gladly, and these people that think the Earth's flat in the 21st century now are fucking morons. I'm telling you.
And how about you, logical troglodyte? I can't even say your name anymore. Tell us about you.
Well, I traveled all the way from the Caves Age, the Stone Age, because I heard there was a lot of conspiracy, idiots, and stupid people, and I love stomping stupid with tongue-in-cheek humor and logic and reason.
Well, I think you're in the perfect place then. And how about our resident genius, AB? Are you out there, AB Science, or are you falling asleep? He's gone to sleep. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so our Antipodean friend, Anti-Flat. Are you out there? How are you doing, man?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. So why don't you tell them about you?
You what?
I said tell the world about you. Tell all these people watching what you do.
I am that channel with that schizophrenic guy that seems to come on with multiple characters. Other than that, I don't really do much more.
Anti-Flatter is a legend.
You're underselling yourself, Flatter.
Yeah.
Twitter is not legend. Yuri is legend.
I love Yuri, man.
Okay, well, and last and not least, the man who introduced you with such alacrity, it's Canadian Thomas, the man himself. Why don't you tell everybody what you do?
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Canadian Thomas, and as some of you might know, I do some of the Fleur for Flat Earth songs that are kind of funny and whatnot. And I also host as Dick Dawson World Model Feud, a video show where we do couch chats and sort of informal interviews. And then we also do the World Model Feud game show as well. And it's a great pleasure to be a part of this amazing group. This is fantastic.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it as well. So I think we'll spend this next sort of 10-15 minutes just having a bit of a chat then about
Could I just interject? Could I just interject? You didn't. You forgot AB Science. He didn't give us a chat.
Well, I did mention him, but I think he was asleep. Are you there now,
Should we try and
AB?
drag him back?
No, he's crashed.
He has crashed, is he?
I think he just snored.
Yeah, I think that may be him. It's all right. There'll be plenty. You go ahead.
As long as he doesn't snore and fart.
Could be worse. Well, look, okay, it looks like he's asleep. If he wakes up because of the noise later, he can introduce himself. So why don't we sit around and have a bit of a chat then? Has anyone seen anything interesting in the sort of the world of woo that they want to talk about?
Well, straight off the bat, let's go at Danny Pratt's response of the Bendy Tube video. That is absolutely ridiculous, and it must be talked about right away.
Absolutely, that ridiculous indeed. Who's got something they want to say about that then? Surely a Sarcastic Barman. I know you watched that video. I saw you in the side chat. What do you reckon?
I watched a little bit of that video, but not enough to make a comment. I think JutMonk's going to have that so much better than I have. I got tied up watching FTFT not have Anthony Riley turn up to be fucking stupid.
Wow, yeah, well, that was a work of art in itself. Okay, JutMonk, what about you? What have you got to say about it?
What have I got to say about what? Sorry, I was reading the chat.
I forgot what we were talking about now. So I know it was Daniel Pratt video
you
with
can't
Bendy
forget,
Water
man. You
go.
don't want to pull it up.
Yeah, Daniel Pratt's bendy water hose pipe, where he put a pile of crap on the floor, bent a tube over it, and disproved gravity.
And you want to know what I think about that?
I would like to know.
The guy's fucking insane.
I think he's finally lost touch with reality myself.
I just don't know where he's coming from, to be honest with you. The guy is an absolute moron. I mean, what more can you say?
It's unbelievable when he puts the bendy tube on the barbecue, figuring that the barbecue has now taken the gravitational force of the earth into itself to take over as the main force of attraction. What the hell is he thinking?
I know,
thinking? He's not fucking thinking. Come on.
Well, actually, he is. He's a moron, but he's not stupid. All right. Well, some of the things he says, he obviously knows the heliocentric model. He knows the globe model. But what he's doing is he's going for confirmation bias. He's going for verification instead of falsification.
Yes.
And
it's huge difference. I mean, come on. right?
Exactly. The scientific community gave up on verification back in the early 1800s because they realized the confirmation bias was going to keep them from moving forward and discovering new things. So they found that when they falsified their ideas and debunked their ideas, that if they couldn't falsify it, then it must be true, right? And that removes the confirmation bias, and that keeps science moving forward.
Exactly.
But the flat Earth people, like Danny Pratt, are trying to drag us back into the 1700s or earlier.
Earlier than that, I think.
Yeah.
No, he's trying to drag your what's that special thing? Money out of your wallet in the form of super chats.
Now, some people I would say that's true about, because I can name quite a few people that I believe are complete snake oil and charlatans. But Danny Pratt is a true believer. He wouldn't get that worked up and that angry over being debunked if he didn't truly believe what he was saying.
Exactly. When you see him fly off the rails with that attitude of "you damn globandist" and whatnot, you can hear the passion in his voice. He really does believe what he's saying, as nutty as it is, and as mind-boggling, exasperating as listening to that fucking fool can be. And he really believes the shit that's coming out of that trap he calls a mouth, man.
And a lot of it goes to because he is a Bible literalist, all right? He has an external locus of control so that he doesn't have to take personal responsibility for taking the information and putting it into his own worldview. By leaning on the Bible and saying God said it or the devil's trying to confuse me, that externalizes it, absolves him of that responsibility to grow the heck up.
But if that's what the Bible said, every single person who believes in the Bible would believe in that shit, but they don't. It's
exactly.
A minority of fucking nutballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now when I talk about the Bible, in this vein, I'm only talking about Bible literates. I'm not talking about the Christian community who understands that Genesis is a metaphor and it's a myth. It's not the way it really happened.
Well, that's it. That's something that I hear comes up a lot. They'll accuse you of being, baby-eating Satanist atheists, right? But when you point out to them that the massive majority of religious people also buy that the Earth is a globe, they seem to get very offended by the idea. And they're not proper Christians. They're also atheists because they conveniently believe facts.
Any fucking Christian that thinks that they've interpreted that the Earth is flat from the Bible is a fucking moron. I'm sorry. That's what I think.
Well, it's the same school of thought where you get those guys who say that mountains are just the remains of chopped down trees because the Bible said there was a giant tree where Jacob climbed and saw the whole world. It's just a storybook that they've turned into a history book.
The chop down mountains thing and whatnot, when I've watched a couple of those videos and I just cannot believe what I'm seeing. How far down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theory bullshit do you have to be to look at a pixelized image on YouTube or some other source of video and audio or and picture to fall for that garbage, man?
Yeah, but we're talking about a world where there are people who believe that the continents are the fossilized remains of dragons that were laid down by water.
They're fucking stupid twat.
Right, I guess you've all heard of Edgewise, right? That guy's a fucking lunatic beyond all. Like, he basically one word describes his whole bit, which is pareidolia. But of course, he won't accept any of that, and he's just going to take another hit on that there bong and see a laughing jester in the background.
I've seen a cloud that looked like an elephant earlier today, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a real elephant.
Well, you never know, see? How do you know? Maybe it was some simulated NASA projection put there to fool you. It's always a fucking conspiracy.
Oh, let's not forget the sky is made out of television screens.
Yeah, I had forgotten. But wait, surely it's a glass firmament.
Well, I can tell you from personal experience, we did not have television screens back in the Stone Age. The sky looked the same then as it did today.
Hold on. I got to call it a comment. We got a comment from Mary Jeanette Lucas. I'm watching.
My mum.
Yeah, I am
That's
watching,
my
and it's
mother.
most entertaining. And thank you, Mary.
Hi,
Thank
Mum.
you very much.
I can't see the live chat. What did Mary say?
Mary said, "I am watching,
I am
most
watching
entertaining."
most entertaining.
Yeah, thank you
So
very
his mum
much.
online. Should we tell her the stories that we know about him now?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how many beers she's had. We have to make sure we're in line with her butt, right? Don't
Hi,
go
Mum.
Zappa State. Don't tell that to Right the Hand. Oh man, in Discord, Right the Hand. Whoa, way out of control, dude. You got to tone it down like 90%, and maybe 50% of us can handle it. You know.
He has to be a troll. He has to be a troll. There is no way Right Hand is serious.
Well, I don't know. You'd be amazed how deep the rabbit hole goes sometimes, man.
Oh,
Well, that's a good
can't
question.
believe it.
Because I did ask originally, has anyone got any news about stuff they wanted to talk about this week? And I wonder if there are any sort of crazy people amongst the community you'd want to talk about instead. Because frankly, in the Flat Earth and Woo community, it's not new that much lately. It's just rehashings of old things. And we're going to go on to the mud flood in a bit. So is there anything anyone wanted to sort of add to the crazy before we move on to the video?
Do you know
Yeah,
what?
I'm a real fan of laughing at a channel called Nigel's Take on Things.
Is that the Nibiru guy?
He's the Nibiru guy. And what I find interesting is that he looks at all these pictures that people send him of the sky, right? And he will tell you that that's a lens flare or that's a sun dog. Okay, I'm on board with that. I know what those things are. I'm looking at it. I agree. But in the very next breath, he tells me that that's there because the sun is a simulation to hide the approach of the planet Nibiru.
Oh my! What the? Oh, okay. There's only
you on
one
about
person that can respond to that. Jut, what do you got to say?
Well, all I've got to say about that fucking massive planet that is right there that no fucker has seen for themselves. Come on.
Well, it was
bollocks.
It was so close it was going to hit us in 2012 and then 2015 and then 2017
know.
and then the one that keeps going around the video I love is where they show the satellite that's shooting the sun to look at the corona, and of course they block out the sun in the middle so it doesn't burn the lens, and you just see all of the stuff shooting off on the outside. And what they're trying to point out is no, what you're actually looking at in the middle there, that's Nibiru coming towards you. And there's even a link in the bottom of the video showing you which satellite from and exactly where the feed is and how to bloody get at it. It's ludicrous. That's the sun. It goes around the world 24 hours, right? It takes that long. Is Nibiru just also orbiting Earth 24 hours a day? Is it sat behind the sun? Are we getting closer to the sun? Are we going to fly? It makes no sense.
Oh, it drives me batshit crazy, man.
I know, but do you know what? The moon has just moved closer. Into our atmosphere, apparently.
Yeah, quite. It's 20 miles up.
Logical. What was that thing you brought up recently? The moon's atmosphere was made of sodium or something?
Oh yeah, another one of these guys with the Nibiru thing thinks that all the moons and all the planets in the solar system, because of the approach of the planet Nibiru, are changing, and our own moon, Luna, is growing a sodium atmosphere. Now, sodium boils at over 800 degrees. For it to be vaporized, it would be 1,000 times brighter than what we see in the sky.
Is he basically saying it's a neon light?
Basically, yeah.
Jesus.
That's insanity!
That is crazy.
The guy is an absolute fucking idiot. I mean, come on. Think about it. It's just rubbish.
Nibiru's been around for a long time. It's one of those things that stems from where's the planet X, right? And I think it was connected to the Mayan calendar at one point, and it's been connected to 9/11 at one point. It's sort of like a catch-all conspiracy you can throw on every year at around, Halloween time and get everyone nice and excited.
Now, here's the kicker what this cat did with
Sorry, what's that, Log Truck?
Here's the kicker what this cat did with the sodium atmosphere. He didn't say it was a sodium atmosphere. He used the Latin word for sodium, which is why sodium on the periodic table has the letter N, and hoping that nobody in his audience would look the word up.
To be fair, I expect most of his audience would never look up anything.
They don't
that he
look
said.
up anything, do they? Come
They don't
on.
know how.
They're fucking morons.
And because
not
it's a
their
dead
strong
language,
point.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I already make fun of myself as it is. But
No,
yeah,
well,
that's
if we need Latin pronounced, well, I'll bring Felix into the chat.
Yeah, Felix is way smarter than them bunch of morons. that
Oh,
think
God,
they're
man.
Right in the 21st century. Is this a joke?
Yeah, mate, he's smarter than a bunch of us as well.
In the oh god, Flatter, you know him. When I did the Daniel Pratt Team Skeptic song, Father's Song, on my Canadian Thomas channel, I said Daniel Pratt believes the world is flat. What do we say to that? And I handed Felix the microphone, and off the cuff, no pre-planning at all, he said, "What a useless twit! It's a globe, dummy." You know, right?
Straight away.
Yeah, take that.
Right, so if anyone, I mean, unless anyone's got anything more they'd like to add about the Nibiru situation, I thought we might bring up the video that we've got sat in the background now.
Let me tell you about Nibiru. It's utter bollocks. End of.
yeah. If I get anything more to say about Uber, I'll make a video.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, well, in that case, Sarcastic Barman. Well,
we
perhaps you
have,
would care to bring up the first video that you've got stored away there that you wanted to show people. We've got a few
You're
people want to
hoping
speak
now, aren't you?
about it.
You're hoping.
Wow.
Right. Let's see if this
Fingers crossed.
works.
Okay, let's have at it. Let's cut right to the action.
Yeah, come on, no dead air, no dead air. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Right.
And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Shills doing a group debunk of absolute ridiculousness. And we're going to step up and tear this down side for side, note for note, like nobody can. So let's dig in.
Crack on, man.
I'm going to press play. Are we ready? Let's see if it works.
Industrial complex. As a society, we're being lied to. It is this big, hungry lie that feeds the wallets of the pharmaceutical industry. Vaccines are big business.
It's an out-of-control industry, and there's no way for the consumer to say, hey, this isn't safe. I don't want to participate.
These companies are last month.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, of course you can.
I mean, come on. How fucking paranoid do you have to be that you've got to be, oh, this is not safe, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we know vaccines work. We know they work. And that's the end of it. We had in this country a problem with tuberculosis. We vaccinated for it, therefore we cleared it. Then we stopped vaccinating for it, and then it starts coming back. So clearly that fucking it works.
It's the herd mentality, right? It's the herd mentality. If you vaccinate everybody in the group, everybody's safe. But if a few people do not, all of a sudden the group is not safe. And you, the anti-vaxxers, are the fucking assholes that are putting everyone at risk. So listen to me right now, you pieces of human trash. Vaccinate your children.
Yeah, don't be a fucking dumbass, man.
We have to bring up the two important bits.
Yeah.
Number one, as JutMonkey even was saying, a few years ago, we had a problem in this country with measles, like America does now. We had people fucking die because of this shit.
Yeah.
This is how serious measles can be.
In the
and
first,
for people to say that vaccines are big money for these companies, what's probably more profitable? One single vaccination or supplying someone for the rest of their life with fucking medication?
well,
you know what is also a very profitable industry? Coffins for babies. And also creating bullshit books about how you shouldn't vaccinate your children and then selling them online. That's a very profitable industry as well.
Absolutely.
Can I
just with a blaster? AB, by the way, because you were
can I just say,
slightly away from camera.
Nice to wake up, mate.
Yeah, it's good to have you back in the game. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody, maybe?
Yeah. Hello, AB Science. I do YouTube shit and science and stuff. Yeah.
That's good enough, mate.
For anyone who missed him, he was on Planner Walk's live debate last night and he fucking kicked ass.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Chop the guy in half. That was impressive.
That was an easy target.
Wow, flat out hero is fun though, isn't he?
He is a bit dope. Right, shall I press
To
play
be
again?
honest, he doubled
Well,
down
before you
because,
hit play, before you hit play, there's just 2 points there. We're only like 20 seconds in, and already she's made 2 claims. The first one is that they're out of control when clearly they're one of the most heavily regulated industries in the entire world, and they're saying that it's like what puts the money in their pockets is the vaccines. And actually, I did a little research into this, and as you were saying, Sarcastic, basically they get all their money from repeat prescriptions, not from a drug that you basically roll out once.
Yeah.
If I could get a vaccination against my eczema on my knees, my dry skin on my feet, I'd be fucking happy. No, I have to buy cream every fucking month. But opposed to the thing that will kill me or make me terminally ill or just make me shit all the time.
Well, you say terminally ill kill you, but there has been cases where parents of children who are anti-vaxxers have put their children at fucking risk, and that's just out of order.
Yeah. My sister, to bring up family stuff, said to her brother-in-law, because her brother-in-law said, "Oh, we're not going to vaccinate." My sister said, "You're not fucking bringing your kids to my house, then."
Yeah, fucking right.
All vaccinated, but she didn't want to take the fucking risk.
Yeah, man.
So
the anti-vaxxer crew do not understand what they're doing to the rest of the public, and they're not taking social responsibility for their place within their actions. Not at all. It's driving me crazy, right? At least we have a lot of public schools and stuff standing up right now and saying, you know what? You're not bringing your children unless, we have some proof of,
Well, Mexico's done that as the entire country. If you want to go to school, you've got to be vaccinated. No ifs, no buts. Well, unless obviously you can't be vaccinated.
Yeah,
but if you can't be vaccinated, then that's fair, right?
Yeah.
But that's the whole idea behind herd immunity. It's because, someone who's choosing not to vaccinate puts those other kids at risk, because when vaccination rates drop below a certain level, then you are going to punch holes into that herd immunity.
Exactly. And it comes down to that herd immunity again, doesn't it, AB? You have to have everybody, or at least a super high percentage of everybody in that group, to be vaccinated, or else the whole idea of vaccinations doesn't work for everybody.
Precisely. I mean, you're going to think of it as you're going to think of it as this is a bit hard to imagine. It will be easy to draw out, but imagine having 5 people standing in a row and it's raining. Now the guy in the middle, his umbrella is broken, but the 2 guys on the outside, well, they lift up their umbrellas and they cover the guy in the middle, so the guy in the middle remains dry. But then if another guy decides, no, I'm not going to use my umbrella because, well, we're all being covered by everyone else's umbrella, so I don't need to use my umbrella, so I won't get wet. But suddenly what happens is that guy in the middle is suddenly exposed.
Exactly.
And he does get wet.
Exactly. Perfect analogy. Perfect.
Oh, it's a great analogy of that. I was looking through the chat. We got Jeff Spikes. Polio. Yes, because I'm lucky enough to never have to have suffered from fucking polio or know anyone in my generation who has.
Well,
so,
I mean, you've got measles, you've got polio, tetanus. We have almost eradicated some diseases that used to be the scourge of many a childhood.
Right.
The person to live their life in an iron lung will soon have died, and there won't be any more of them left. Like, those are horrendous.
That's very true. And the fact that these fucking idiots, try and deny the fact that these things actually work. It's just crazy. It drives me mental.
Well, I think the whole anti-vax thing got started because of the misnomer of the phrase, it's been eradicated. What they mean is it's been eradicated in the population, not in nature. The polio virus is still in nature. The mumps virus is still in nature.
That's right.
But people misunderstand what the CDC means by it's been eradicated.
I mean, they say vaccines, what? They prevent 3 million people a year from dying. That's the population of Wales.
Yeah,
exactly.
man.
And you can't argue with that, can you, really?
Well, you only can if you're a complete fucking asshole.
A complete and utter fucking moron, clearly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man! I'd like to fucking just string some of these twats up, and yeah, I won't say anymore.
Yeah, before we got ourselves cut off YouTube,
sorry.
let's hit the video again.
I just
what
want
did you have
to
to
hit
say?
a quick point about the big business side, right? Because
Sure.
if we look at the recent anti-vax scare, right, this is all kicked off by Satan himself, Andrew Wakefield.
Yes.
And do you know why he falsified that data in that paper?
No, I don't. And I would love to hear this. Oh, yes.
I know.
Because he filed a patent for a vaccine which he wanted to commercialize. And what he needed to do was establish scientific evidence that the MMR vaccine was dangerous, so he would secure funding to commercialize his own vaccine. He is not an anti-vaxxer. He is not against Big Pharma because he tried to become Big Pharma by creating his own vaccine.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wanted to do single vaccines that dealt with single issues, not multiple issues,
And he
because that patent was still active.
Which he owned.
So can we point out that when his papers was published and stuff like that, and basically had peer review, if I'm getting this right, that everyone else said, no, you fucked up there, that's not what the results are saying?
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
Oh, go on. No, maybe I'll explain properly. This is good.
Yeah, so he wrote some papers beforehand, which kind of led up to all of this, and this was published, and it stood up in peer review. And even the paper itself, it doesn't claim that there is a causal link. What the paper actually says is that there may be an association between MMR vaccine and regressive autism, but they state very clearly that this is by far not shown in the paper. That it just suggests that there may be. But on the day of the release of that paper, Andrew Wakefield then held a press conference in which he said there is a causal link between the MMR and vaccine, and he said something completely different to what the paper says.
Oh.
So
no way.
Those conclusions, right, that he presents in the media and everything, they were not even presented in the paper. And
that's terrible.
But if you read the patent for his single-use vaccine, he again repeats that claim, but actually stated that there is a causal link. But the paper doesn't say that. The co-authors published an erratum a bit later on as well, very clearly stating that there is no causal link. Yeah, it is all bullshit. His own paper doesn't even say what he claims it says.
Exactly.
Well, but for a huge chunk of the population that's bent towards stupid and conspiracies, the words maybe are catastrophes.
Yeah. And I mean, in this country, a number was done on us by the tabloid press, who, of course, as soon as they heard this, picked it up and ran with it like crazy without checking any of it, without any great detail. And it became, a public meme in a sense. A huge number of people believed it. And it's sort of surprising we haven't got more anti-vaxxers as a result in this country.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's helpful we have a limited population.
Yeah. We have a fairly good set of things like standards of evidence. We don't have a tendency towards like extreme religious views which push people away from medicine and towards things like flat earth. So we're slightly protected maybe, but even then there's not much in it.
Let's be fair, the free medication helps.
Yes, that is true.
Because there's no chance of people saying here, oh, it's for profit. Well, we don't fucking pay for it.
Yeah, I think it's easier to trust your doctor when he doesn't charge you $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I think the NHS in this country is brilliant.
Yeah. Even though they've been
absolutely.
trying to kill it for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Canadian Thomas, if you go to the doctors for a checkup, how much does it cost you?
Nothing.
Yeah, they're free
Well,
healthcare.
yeah,
Canadians free as well. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we have a
Trog is in
complete
America, mind.
yeah, we have a complete and total system here. Like doesn't it you know, unless I have to have some really strange off the wall sort of experimental procedure, it's all covered here.
To be fair, if we need experimental, they'd probably say no, we don't do that because there's no one in the NHS that does that.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah, fair enough. So it'd be anti-pathological. If you go to the doctors, how much does it cost you?
Well, for me, it doesn't cost anything. I go to the Veterans Administration because I served time in the Navy. But there was a time when I didn't use the VA system because where I was living, that particular hospital kind of was the pits. But it was very expensive. I remember once I had a surgery that cost over $150,000, and I had a 4-week stay in the hospital. And I'm talking 20 years ago. You know.
Yeah, which is after inflation now. Absolutely. Well, look, should we crack on with the video a bit more?
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
trans back to that and press play. Right, shush now. Where's my play button? Oh crap! 1 second, I broke it. There we go.
All right, you're fired. There we
High-level
go.
CDC officials deliberately suppressed information showing that there is indeed a connection between vaccines and autism.
They found
I've got to stop there. I know we covered it, but there is no fucking connection between vaccines and fucking autism.
That is
Okay.
absolute bollocks.
Can I take this one? Can I take this one? As the
Absolutely,
father
Thomas.
of an autistic child, and everybody on the panel here knows my child well.
Yes, we do know you.
There is no connection, and everybody listening and everybody in the world better fucking hear me. There is no connection to vaccines and autism. This is the biggest joke the world has ever been served, and it pisses me off to no end. And I'm going to tell you why. Right? So, number one, he falsified his research to the point where he had his medical license stripped. Right? Now, why? How many years later are we still talking about this fucking piece of shit?
97 it was, so what's it now? That's 22 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what?
And if I may interject.
What's that?
And if I may interject, one of the things the anti-vaxxers used with this supposed link towards autism, right, is that there is statistically a rise in autism. But as a former mental health practitioner, I can tell you that the reason there's a seeming rise in the accounts of diagnosed autism is because between the DSM-3, 4, and we're now on 5, we have broadened the scope of what it means to have autism.
Yes.
I've also got to point out what Bag Puppet said in chat. If you don't get vaccines, you won't get autism when you're dead. Which is it's laughable, but it's the same as you just said. One, they've increased the spectrum. Two, the number of people that are no longer fucking dead. And as harsh as it is, it's the increase in the spectrum and the number of people that are still making it to the age of 30.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, Amy Hogan is in the chat right now, and she has an autistic child, and so do I, right?
I've just seen that, yeah.
Yeah, and we're both doing a back and forth on it. And vaccines have nothing to do with autism. And anybody watching this stream or the recorded after that thinks that vaccines has something to do with autism, you are a fucking idiot. Ding.
Ding.
It is absolute bollocks. I mean, autism's very complex. There's many levels to autism. You know, it's just obviously, as we say, a spectrum thing. To fucking just put it down to vaccines is utterly ridiculous.
And it's also insulting to the people that have it. Like,
absolutely.
Constable Conspicuous, Professor Games there, a friend of ours on YouTube and within Discord. He is on the spectrum, and he is an absolutely fantastic creator debunker. Everybody should be watching Constable Conspicuous. And
is he on the autistic scale, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
And I know that I'm probably overstepping my bounds and saying that in a live chat, but I'm not doing it in a bad way, so I'm sure he won't be fine with it. So, we'll move on. And but he is an amazing creator and a fantastic debunker. And
he's a very funny guy.
Yeah, his funny bone is
awesome.
huge, right? His funny bone is huge.
Yeah.
And he deserves everybody's subscription and viewership because he kicks ass.
Agreed. Go and sub now, everyone.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, should we crack on with the video again?
Let's get this rocking.
Let's go for it, Jimbo.
Let's be
Let's
quiet.
rip this shit apart, people.
Between the MMR and autism in that paper, and that they covered it up from the public.
Dr. Thorson was charged with 22 counts of embezzlement and money laundering, but he also covered up the fact that vaccines are causing autism.
We know that they're contaminated.
Pause there for a minute.
Die already, yeah.
Honestly, it's driving me
This is one thing that drives me absolutely insane is when these idiots will make an assertion, show no proof, glaze over it, and move on.
Yeah,
that trips me to anger so fast.
Absolutely. Statements by fiat. This is the truth. Let's move on. It's just a nightmare, isn't it?
Absolute fucking bollocks. I'm sorry.
How about a bit of fucking data?
It's the same argument over and over again. Vaccine causes autism because my child's not dead.
I mean, there's the thing where people were saying, right, the part of the problem is that you get your vaccines at about age 5 and they diagnose autism at about age 5, and therefore the two sort of could be seen to look connected in a sort of disconnected way. But now that we're able to diagnose before that point anyway, this should no longer be an issue.
Yeah, but Jimbo, you say can be connected, but they're only connected by idiots. I mean, at the end of the day, the normal people don't have them kind of paranoias in their life. I mean, come on. It's just fucking ridiculous, isn't it? That they think that,
There is a special frame of conspiratorial mind that just leaps on anything that they think sounds a little bit like to their desire. Oh, there's a they, there's a them, there's some evil cabal.
So far from what I've seen of this video is it's all an appeal to emotion. Be afraid and then do what I tell you.
Yeah.
That's how Wakefield set it up, right? He created a scare so he could profit of the parents' concern and fear for the safety of their children, right? And that's what they're exploiting. And these people are pushing this anti-vax bullshit, right? There's always an agenda behind it because they are trying to make money out of this. They're trying to sell books. They're trying to sell alternative medicine or whatever. And that's the irony. It's so strong. You have all these people who use that narrative they're just money grabbing assholes, but they're using that to grab your money.
Yeah. And before we move on, actually, I haven't heard from Anti-Flutter in a while, and I know for a fact that you've got a bit of a measles outbreak in New Zealand because of this anti-vax stuff. I just wondered if you have an opinion on it.
I was offering my opinion. You just can't hear me.
Oh, okay. Sorry, mate. Well, now's your chance.
You can't shut the flatter up.
Yeah, but he has a really, really, really good opinion, so we have to listen to this.
Absolutely.
So there you go, me right on the spot when I'm sitting there trying to do other things at the same time. Jeez.
Sorry, buddy.
I do find it quite funny, especially here in New Zealand. We get this massive measles outbreak, and then a week after it all starts up, the amount of people rushing to get vaccinated just skyrockets.
Oh.
Yeah.
and then all it takes is one person to post a video on YouTube talking about the anti-vax movement, and those same people that were on the fence will be on the wrong side of the fence, and then we're screwed.
Yeah, and the one problem with people jumping to go get their vaccines when an outbreak happens, it's like, sorry, too late. One shot, it's not an instantaneous proof against the disease. It takes time for your body to build the immunity.
Exactly. Exactly.
The memory cells to build
guys, hold on.
Yeah.
We have Bob the Science Guy in the chat.
Do you know, I was just messaging Bob the Science Guy. Hey, Bob the Science Guy, you're a legend.
Good evening, Bob.
He's somebody that we should have on the conversation. Bob,
send him a link.
Would you like to join the conversation, Bob? We would love to have you on the panel, buddy.
Yeah.
But while he's thinking about joining us and ruining his YouTube career, let's be fair, it will all depend on what celebrity comes out on pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine on who gets vaccinated that fucking week.
Yeah, but I already know. I know Bob's stance on this. Right? We're good here.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to take my medical advice from a Hollywood star. I'd rather talk to Dr. Bob about it.
Yeah.
And that's
it's scary that people do take their advice from fucking people like that.
Well, look, while we wait to find out if Dr. Bob does want to debauch himself to our level, should we put the video back on?
Yes, do that.
Sure.
Press play.
Let's do that.
I'm getting good at the rendering to press these buttons.
Yeah, good. At least somebody is.
Ooh, transition.
Oh, the chemicals claim.
Because
Brilliant.
the Vaccine Act forces us through a program.
Look at those
which
long,
limits
scary
the-
names.
Well, I've got to mention formaldehyde. There's more formaldehyde in your body as normal or in food you eat than there is in the fucking vaccinations. I'm sure AB will know the exact amount.
Yeah, as I understand it, doesn't the company produce more of its own?
Closer than I will.
And if not, we'll ask Bob.
We'll ask Bob. Where is Bob? He's not here yet. Anyway, I'm pressing play again.
The 1986 National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act granted anybody involved in the vaccine program of any responsibility when a child is killed or an adult is killed or maimed by a vaccine.
Well, now, hold on. Like, pause there. See, that's not entirely accurate, right? Okay, the whole point about that program was that if an individual person got injured by a vaccine, you couldn't blame the vaccine company necessarily. It wasn't automatically their fault because the vaccines had been rolled out by the government. It was kind of like a safety net in the middle there so that you could have a mediation and arbitration service. Now, it didn't mean that the vaccine companies weren't responsible if they produced something like, thalidomide or something where they injured loads of people. Again, it's just this like false claim where they've twisted a half-truth that sounds convincing but is frankly a lie. Anyway, that's me done.
A half-truth is a lie, pure and simple. There's no question. It's either it's true or it's not.
It's true or not. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I agree with that.
It's also, it was set up more for the very few people who get reactions but don't know they were going to get a reaction to these vaccinations. And we're very unfortunate to have difficulties, problems, and swelling, and possibly even really bad shit happen to them because their body went, oh, I don't like that in that vaccination. Oh, shit.
Well, this is the thing. If it's a 1 in a million occurrence, but there are 300 million people in your country, it's going to happen. So it makes sense to set up some sort of mediation court to deal with that when it does.
Daddy's doing his live stream. You want to come in and say hi?
Hi, Felix.
Felix!
Hey,
you corporal.
Felix, you want to come say hi to everybody?
In the house.
Here. Say hi, everybody. Say hi.
Hi. Hi,
Hey,
Corporal.
buddy.
Hey, Felix.
Hi, Felix.
Cool.
I don't know why I shout to the microphone. It's like 4 inches away from me.
Yeah, Felix is a great kid. Anybody that can sit there on his dad's computer and debunk along. Hi, Felix.
Yes.
Felix,
How you doing, buddy?
Good. Rough to go. Job Monk?
Glad to hear it.
You got JutMonk, Sarcastic Barman,
Yeah, rough to go.
Anti-Flatter's there. Say hi, Anti-Flatter.
Hi, Anti-Flatter.
Hey, you corporal. How you going, bud?
Good.
Hey, Felix.
Yeah, you're
live.
Hello, John Monk.
Yeah, you'll have to excuse my language when I'm making my videos. I'm sorry.
Yes. Hello, Jimbojo. This is
Hey there.
Corporal Felix.
Hey, nice to meet you, man. It's good to meet you.
Hey, Felix, you just got a hi from Amy Hogan in the live chat too, buddy.
Yes, it is. Logical.
Okay, can Daddy have the headphones? Okay.
I'm going over now.
All right. Okay, I'm back on.
Cool, mate.
That was funny.
I'm glad we got to introduce him to everybody. Yeah, Felix is cool, man.
In the future, when he's ready to do some debunking, we'll get him on the panel on his iPad, and then he can pause the video and get some shots in too. It'll be really good.
Good on him.
Awesome.
I know.
And everybody in the live chat, if you've not visited Felix's channel, Autism Through My Eyes, you really should.
Yeah, he's a little legend.
Yeah, I'll post a link in a couple of minutes here.
That's right. I've gone to it now, mate.
Cool. So, Sarcastic Barman, why don't you hit the video play button?
I shall press play.
Thank you.
Because in a regular court, you're able to sue the company, you're able to get information. You have no rights if you believe that a vaccine has injured you.
If they were not unavoidably unsafe, they would not need liability protection.
Over 50% of our pediatric population on chronic medication.
50% on chronic medication. Now, how much of that is the parents going, my child, because he's a little angel, can't have this, so you should give him some drugs so he can.
I'm not even sure what the claim is. Is that 50% of all pediatrics, or is it of those actually in hospital for some reason? I don't understand.
It makes it very unclear, just because whatever conspiracy theory would make things clear.
It sounds like she's saying half of all kids are on chronic medication, but that's demonstrably incorrect.
That would be horrendously off.
Yeah, that is absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about this court issue.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the court issue here. You can sue your doctor. You can sue Big Pharma. You don't have to have a whole hell of a lot of proof. You know, all you have to have is a correlation. But as any scientist will tell you, correlation is not necessarily causation.
No.
Just because I can take you to court doesn't mean it caused it. It just means there's the possibility, the maybe, you know, and I can get some money out of you.
Yeah.
It's not the thing, eh?
Okay, so I guess you'll hit play on the video again then.
Yeah, let's go that fucking way.
I am pressing play.
Children in America is learning disabled. 1 in 9 has asthma. 1 in 50 becomes autistic. Millions are suffering with brain and immune system dysfunction, an epidemic of chronic disease and disability, the likes of which we have.
This woman's talking absolute fucking wank. Come on. Sorry, did I say that loud?
Yeah,
You did.
that was the biggest little bullshit I've heard.
Ridiculous. Come on, it's ridiculous.
Right, has anyone seen the Penn and Teller video where they go on about vaccines?
The bullshit episode.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
For anyone in the chat who's not watched it, watch the Penn and Teller bullshit series. The entire series is fucking awesome. But they basically set up 100 pins each. Penn's got 100, Teller's got 100. I think it was Penn takes out 1. This is the one case of autism. If vaccines cause autism. And then Teller put a fucking screen in front of his. And then they threw balls at them. There's polio, there's measles, there's mumps, there's rubella, there's fucking anything else you can fucking imagine.
Well, I'm not being funny, but I've been vaccinated and I'm still alive.
Yeah, but you've got a tail.
Yeah, I know I've got a tail, and Amy had problems cutting my tail, but that's another video.
Yeah, right. I'll press play now anyway.
Yeah.
You do that. Let's move on.
Seen in the history of this country.
Vaccines contain formaldehyde and they contain chemicals far in excess concentration.
Yeah.
Come on, Jim, you want to say it?
So yeah, no, right. Vaccines do indeed contain chemicals. That's part of the thing about it. Right? Formaldehyde, aluminium, mercury.
Well,
all
you
these
learn
things.
something new every fucking day. I thought they were just water.
What's the thing? There's more mercury in a tuna sandwich than there is in a fucking vaccination.
Absolutely.
It's like It's like,
And I love
we didn't go
shooting
to the moon,
sandwiches.
we couldn't have got past the Van Allen belt. And I say, like, smokers get, exposed to more radiation than them brave astronauts that went through the Van Allen belt.
Did you see that video recently as well, then? Because I saw that. I was amazed to find out. I forget who it was. Was it Veritasium?
Yeah, brilliant
that's
video.
right.
He done the whole level of radiation, like...
Went to places like Fukushima and whatever.
That's right,
and Pripyat in Chernobyl, and then went on to say, none of these places is as bad as being a smoker.
That's
and I was
right.
halfway through a lovely cigarette at the time as well, so it was a bit heartbreaking.
So don't smoke, children.
Don't
unless you want to
smoke,
glow in the
don't
dark.
drink. Right, pressing play.
Please
What the EPA says is safe.
Aluminum is a very serious neurotoxin.
Glyphosate, Roundup, is actually in all vaccines that we've tested.
90% of all influenza vaccines contain thimerosal, which means that they're laced with mercury.
Oh my God.
Taking a big deep breath, trying not to shout.
That is a tough one.
Is AB awake?
Yeah, I am awake.
Come on, you must have something to say about how they're using proper names to make things sound more dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're trying to use really kind of complicated names, and they list off the really scary sounding chemicals, and everyone kind of has that association with formaldehyde or cyanide or something like that from the movie. So know that is a scary chemical. Now, I don't know the exact figures on this, but the amount that is actually in it is very, very small. But note how they present that by saying it contains. They do not mention how much it contains. And that is a key thing that they're missing. Is because, for example, you're taking a piss again.
Come on.
I mean, broccoli has more cyanide than fucking vaccines. It is just silly, but but they just say contains, and therefore they don't really need to use the numbers to actually scare people, because if you start using the numbers, then it's not a scary thing at all.
I mean, the thing that I was reading today specifically about these chemicals was that specifically the three, formaldehyde, aluminium and mercury, all exist in concentrations much greater in the human body anyway, because they absorb them from the natural environment, from things like pollution and food, that even quite a couple of big doses of one vaccine or another aren't even going to come anywhere close to putting that volume of chemical into you to change it. It's a ridiculous claim. You're talking about a couple of milliliters of something that you will take once in a lifetime compared to food that you have all the time, or the air that you breathe, or the water that you drink.
Half the time they bring up these things and they basically say, oh yeah, you're going to get exposed to this. As you say, we're exposed to 10 times, sometimes hundreds of times more than we are in these vaccines that we take once, and it's fucking insane. It really is.
Yeah, so if these chemicals are naturally present in your body, and if they're so dangerous, considering that the concentrations in the vaccines are lower, actually what you are doing when you inject yourself with a vaccine, you're technically reducing the concentration in your body.
Yeah, of course. You're fractionally reduced your toxic levels. Yeah.
But I tell you what, that these guys, I mean, we have a saying in the UK, bullshit baffles brains.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do.
Wasn't that thing that W.G. Grace said, which was, if you can't stun them with science, baffle them with bullshit?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Bang on.
I wonder if the people who made this video are proponents of Kent Hovind and his eating of peach pits.
Oh my God! Yeah, right. He's
fucking...
wasn't he doing the B17 bit as well for curing cancer?
Yes.
Or his son Eric. Now, if you need to know when someone's a charlatan, it's when they're selling a natural cancer cure. It's a giveaway. They go straight for it because they're after people who are desperate and don't think they've got anything, they can spend anything.
AB, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't peach pits where we get arsenic from?
I don't know. I know you can get cyanide from cherry pips and apples, so
Cyanide, yes.
Imagine you can get cyanide from peach pips as well. I'm not 100% sure, but
yeah, you can. We have orchards all around where I live. Yeah, we're surrounded by vineyards and orchards, and I can tell you that you definitely can.
But you need to eat like 100, 200 apples.
Oh yeah, you have to chow down hard.
To have a chance of being fucking poisoned by them.
Well, so I have heard that if you ate the apples as well, you'd have to eat 2.5 tons of them before you ate enough pips to kill you.
Oh yeah.
So at that point, you've got little enough to worry about.
It's too.
Right, shall we crack on with the video?
We'll crack on.
Then mercury is there other contaminants. There's fetal tissue cells. There's mouse retrovirus DNA.
There's not enough money in the United States to counter the cataclysm that we're heading to if we continue on this course. We're taking the United States and we're making it the sickest nation in the world.
Okay,
hold on. Stop that shit right there.
Sickest nation in the world, United States, with one of the highest standards of living anywhere. Are you certain about that? I mean, look, in the Western world, because you've got a healthcare system that you have to pay for, that means that you do suffer in some respects when it comes to your healthcare in America. But that doesn't put it anywhere near being the sickest nation on earth. For a start, Ebola doesn't exist in America, or like the Zika virus has been over there, but it isn't killing millions across the country. America is a very healthy nation indeed. You don't need to worry about that at all.
And then let's look at the stats for just a second here, because I like stats.
Yeah.
The measles virus came out in 1963. All right. Prior to that, we were having outbreaks just in America every 2 to 3 years, which killed approximately 2 million people per outbreak. So, without counting on your fingers, between 1960 and 1963, when the vaccine was introduced, how many people died?
That's your job.
Let's not forget, what was the population of America in 1962?
I don't know. I wasn't born in 1962.
No, but it's not going to be 300 odd million or 400 odd million like it is now.
No. Yes, and then 2 million people death in a single outbreak of measles. That's a huge chunk today, much less a lower population then.
It's a huge, it is a huge chunk of people to have lost their lives. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, think about something even a bit more mild than that, though. What about the flu virus vaccination? Because, we know millions of old people across the Western world get that every year, and yet Spanish flu is something that wiped out a sizable fraction of the entire European population.
And like we were talking about prior
to the First World War.
Yeah, and before we were talking about prior to the show going live, I like being alive. And if any of this is what these idiots are saying is true, I'd rather take the risk of that than the risk of a death.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Right. So we're saying between 1960 and 1963, what we're saying 8 million people died.
2 to 4 million people died in America alone because of a measles outbreak.
Yeah. So if it was 2 million people per year, that's more people died.
Well, to be fair, hold on. I think to be fair, he said 2 million per outbreak, and one outbreak every couple of years, wasn't it? So exactly. That sort of 3-4 year period, you're talking about 4 million people dying.
Yes.
Which is enormous.
It's enormous.
About like the Holocaust and 6 million people.
That's more people than live in the city I live in.
Yeah.
That's more than live in the county I live in.
And to be fair, it's more than the country you live in, isn't it?
I don't live in Wales anymore. I live in the.
Oh no, you're Hereford. Sorry, my mistake. Well, to be fair, it's somewhere between Wales and Scotland's population, 4 million.
Yeah.
And that's just a 3-year period.
That's ridiculous.
And one disease in one country.
Yeah, that's only one country. Worldwide, it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah. Everyone feels sad now?
A little bit, yeah.
So, should we try the video again?
Yeah, cheer me up.
$1,000 for the company that you sold those children to it's appalling.
Oh God.
Right,
So this null hypothesis.
I mean, that was the trailer for the video, and if the main video, which is an hour and something minutes long, is anything like the trailer, it's going to be full of fucking bollocks.
Well, that's the worst fucking part. You know, it's going to be a 90-minute version of that trailer, isn't it?
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Talking heads, you know. Dum dum dum, dramatic music, close-ups of people flicking hypodermics in a way that doctors never actually do. That sort of stuff.
I need another beer after this.
Yeah,
I need another drink.
We'll have to do that coming up for the future streams. We'll do, some really dramatic music to introduce the fact that it's coming in or something. You know.
Well, the fact that we're about to be hit with bollocks.
Right, let's hit that video. I want to get past this one because it's so full of just anger-making lies.
Yeah, let's hit the play button here. Let's give her.
Yep, go for it.
That was it.
That's it.
That was it.
Thank God for that.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Oh,
and we're sitting at 1 hour right now, guys. Just in case you want to know.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna pull that up. Let's flip over to the other one then. Because holy, do we have something to cover here? Let's do this.
Oh my God! Right.
Cause they just are not true. Don't believe the lies.
I just thought, should we tell people what we're actually fucking talking about now?
Well, we're going on to mud flood, aren't we?
Mud flood.
That's a mud flood. Woo! Oh, my favourite brand of crazy right now.
Are we talking about this shit in the 21st century? Mud floods and fucking flat Earth? Oh, come on.
It blows my fucking mind to hear people that could be this fucking stupid coming on YouTube. And, my father always said it's better to keep your mouth shut and people think you're stupid than open your mouth and remove all doubt.
And just fucking be a dumbass.
Right, so these are the people that have removed all doubt. So
we must have had the same father there, Tom.
Right?
I almost want to give these guys credit, right? Recently, the last few years, everyone's been talking about the apocalypse that's coming. Suddenly, they've decided, actually, no, we've just had an apocalypse. They just covered it up. So it's just a new angle, right?
Oh, dear.
Come on, let's find out about this. Let's see what their version of science is.
DJ,
I'll quickly explain. This is the basic introduction to mud floods. If anyone doesn't know, this is going to explain what the fucking mud flood was. And oh my fucking God, hold on to your chair and put a pen on the fucking...
I'm sorry, people in the chat. Mud flood. What are those? The bollocks.
Only want to make you believe. Because they're lying. There's no denying.
Oh, they've done their own lyrics, man. Come on.
No.
Oh,
and let's be fair, why is the mud flood absent from my history books? Because it didn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a wicked comment from Zup Estate. Isn't the mud flood what happens after you eat Indian food?
I love a nice Indian curry.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't like the day after.
Yeah.
Since just brought up Zipostate, the guy is an absolute legend. He's really funny, and guys, go check him out. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good channel.
Okay. In the after this stream is done, we will update the description and have Zoppo State listed because
Absolutely.
Anybody watching this stream right now has to sub this guy's channel.
If you haven't seen Zipostate, he is really, really good.
He is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's great. And for a little personal plug, I'm interviewing him tomorrow. So if you want to find out about him, you can always come to my channel and watch the video.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Like that now, is it? I'm the fucking drunk monkey who takes the piss out of idiots.
Come on, we're called the Shills. We might as well shill away, right?
Shill away.
You'll let link in the descriptions must take now.
So we beat down that last video. Are we going to have a little round table talk, or should we get right into the next video? So let's get right into the action.
Yeah,
right into the action. Come on, let me at him.
Okay, here, Flatter, where are you, Barman? Who's pulling up the videos here?
The barman is in charge. As it always
Less drinking, more buttons.
Yeah. Click that fucking play button now, buddy.
Under the name of charity, they find prosperity, find their riches in dishes, and turn creams into bitches, using music as a weapon. On the heads of the youth they are step on, just to bring them to the front of Satan. But I come here to crash that vibration. It's like
I thought you were going to say something, Nancy. I paused it.
Yeah. My question with this mud flood thing is, why?
Yeah, right.
Just all the words coming up on the screen is just more, what the fuck?
Well, why do people think it, or why did they do it?
Why the fuck are we talking about mud floods?
Exactly.
Boris, this is
ridiculous.
the one I cannot understand what the fuck it's about, because a mud flood, like, what is the purpose for a mud flood? Why did it happen? Yeah.
AB, a man of your intelligence, right? It must be an absolute fucking insult for you to even hear the phrase mud flood.
So, like, but before if anyone isn't picking this up from the video, right, as far as I can tell, the mud flood is that there was some sort of global apocalypse anywhere from 200 to 2,000 years ago, but it wasn't really an apocalypse because it left a bunch of buildings up, which they then just sort of had to change where the front door was because the ground had gone up 6 feet. That seems to be the whole fucking conspiracy. It's like, what they didn't tell you is the ground used to be 6 feet lower and your front door was actually where the basement is. And that's it. That's the whole fucking conspiracy. And they...
I want to know,
mate.
Why? Who cares?
I want to know how much that little bit of mud is actually going to wipe out an entire civilization to where we don't know it ever existed.
Right? Yeah. I mean, we lost the story.
Mud people.
It's only going to wipe out the old people who sleep in bungalows.
And by the way, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the carnage that results from a genuine mud flood, but it's a fucking nightmare on Earth, right? It wipes away whole towns. People are swept before it. There aren't like, it just like leaves the roof of a building showing. Stuff gets destroyed. Right?
No, but you have lovely apartments that are below the mud flood, you know, and you can rent them cheaper as well, apparently. All down to the mud flood. Fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah,
morons, man.
If you rent a mud flood apartment, you save huge money, right?
I see.
Yeah, all you have to do is point out, all you have to do is point out on your rental application, no, this fucking idiot says it's a mud flood apartment, so I get it at half price.
Fucking bonus.
Yeah, I grew up along the Mississippi River, right? And
I was just thinking that this mud flood thing is then, the solution to the problem of gentrification.
There you go.
You've done it. In a stroke, you've done it. And Logtrog, sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying, mate?
I was saying I grew up along the Mississippi River, and being flooded with mud really, really stinks, but it doesn't wipe you out.
Now you put it in a tub and people pay good money to sit in the mud.
Absolutely. Go to a spa, they'll slap it on your face.
Yeah, I saw that. Those strange people.
Any way to spend money.
Oh, yeah. So in the live chat, I have modded Amy Hogan and Kristen Frost Laser Beams and a couple of people like ourselves, and so things seem to be going well. And we have Mud Flood on the video, which everybody knows is fucking ridiculous. And
craziest idea in the world ever.
Yeah, you know, we've had a YouTube feed going on for a while now. Everybody's doing good. I would say this is a really, really good answer to our first live stream.
We can only go up from here.
Yay.
Well, it's like I say when you move somewhere. The first thing you do when you move into a new place to live is throw a party. Because then...
Well, you could clear out the mud.
Well...
that fucking mud, man. Gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere.
But what you do is, every time you move somebody new, you throw a party. Because that way, your neighbor relations only have room to go forwards, not backwards. Right?
That sounds like I need to come to one of your parties.
Yeah, I think you would. Not bad at all. We kind of know what we're doing over here.
So I do have one question about this mud flood business, because if it's supposed to have happened recently and they
only
covered it up,
one question. Are you kidding me? Okay, keep going.
yeah,
I've got one question
absolutely.
about mud flood. Are you fucking insane?
Yeah,
I mean, come on, this is fucking ridiculous.
JutMonk, come on.
About this shit, you know what I mean?
Is this not the biggest load of bullshit you've ever heard for somebody shilling on the internet to make a few bucks
It's
or
fucking,
what?
It's absolute. It's a bunch of. It's rubbish. It's shit. It's I'm pulling my fucking hair out here just thinking about like. It's a joke, isn't it? Surely.
Well, it has to be, right? Because there's no way this.
Winding us up.
Hey, give her, Jimbo. What'd you say there?
Sorry, no, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, give her.
No, I just think it is, of all of the conspiracies, right? A lot of the conspiracies have an idea behind them about some sort of control or some sort of power or some sort of evil that's steering you one way or the other. With the mud flood, there's no fucking point. There's no motive. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the most fucking stupid idea I've ever fucking heard in my life. And there's no fucking reason for it. Someone just was sat there pissed, right, drinking too much Scrumpy and thought, let's see what I can get them to believe. This is a 21st century version of those two guys in the West Country who made crop circles with a plank and a bit of string. They're just trying to see if we'll believe it.
I've got a video with proof.
Jimbojo, you said that fucking brilliantly, mate. Absolutely.
I must be channeling you.
You're bang on with it, man.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
So, here, hold on. Flatter, what's your opinion on this mud flood bullshit?
Oh, no, I'm with Jimbo. This just sounds like some twit in his fucking basement came up with an idea to see who'd believe him.
It's absolutely bullshit, isn't it?
As we used to say in 10,000 BC, stupid man, stop talking.
Awesome.
They never will. Let's hit the play button. Let's see what happens.
You
next.
crack on, mate.
We can hit the play button, or I have another video which is proof.
Everybody in the chat, hold on. Everybody in the chat, the Sarcastic Barman is about to sing.
No, that would be scary. No, I've got another video lined up that we could play, which is undeniable proof.
Let's ask the audience. Let's get them to say if they type a one in the chat.
So myself, JutMonk, Jimbojo, and AB, we can look at these and go, "You're a fucking idiot," or "Oh my god, it's so true."
Oh, don't drag me into this. I'll insult someone and probably say something I shouldn't.
It needs insulting, mate.
This is Barnabas Nagy, is it?
Oh,
not that fucking moron.
That guy. That's struggle.
Well, it's Barnabas Nagy or reggae music.
Oh god, yeah, he sings his own intro tune badly, doesn't he? It's the most.
He does.
There's some ego. You've got to worry about a channel where the guy sings his own. I mean, okay, possibly Canadian Thomas can get away with it because he's got such a good voice. But
He's also got the ego to
listen to this guy. When you listen to this guy, stick that play button on.
Oh God! All right then.
Let's rip this piece of shit apart. Let's go. Serve it up and knock it down. Let's have it.
photos of mud flood buildings coming.
Oh God.
First of all, let me start this video with thanking people.
His intro is just to buy my shit. That's all it is.
I would be embarrassed to wear a mud flood shirt.
Well, no, because nobody
feel
knows what the
dirty
hell it
wearing
is,
it.
do they? Let's be honest,
I mean-
normal people don't even fucking know what the mud flood is, and if they even knew, they'd see you and think you're ridiculous. It's only nutters like us who sit around debunking it who would recognise it and call him a moron.
I'm not being funny, but I'm embarrassed to say the fucking word mud flood. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Have you not had
the
that
fuck's going
conversation?
on?
Have you not had that conversation with your friends or family where you tell them about how you're interested in the flat earth and you realise that as you're saying it, they must think you're a moron just for listening to these idiots? Even
Oh,
like,
fucking right.
you know, you're saying, oh yeah, no, I don't believe it. It's these other morons. And they're still giving you that look
And they're
like,
but
why
you're
the
still
fuck?
seeking out these absolute fucking twats. You know
Right,
what I mean? And,
what are you
like,
doing with your
watching
life?
their shit. I mean,
Oh,
my God, man.
Oh. Right, hit that play. Come on,
Yeah,
let's
hit that
watch
play,
this.
please.
I had a video on last night in the pub, and it said, "Oh, flat Earth," and someone in the pub said to me, "Oh, you don't believe in the flat Earth, do you?" I was like, "Fucking hell,
No!
What was your first clue? Damn, nothing gets by you.
Do you know what's awesome? We've got 17 watching and 17 likes. Fucking get in there.
Yeah. Cheers, lads.
So here's the problem with modern technology, guys. Back in my day, all I had to do was outrun you to get away from the saber-toothed tiger. If you were too stupid to get off the mark first, you got eaten. Now, a stupid person does a car crash, falls off a ladder. What do? We take them to a hospital and save their lives.
Yeah. Fix them up so they can continue to spread their bullshit.
Well, wasn't it George Carlin who said the best way to deal with it would be take all the warning labels off and let nature sort itself out?
That's an awesome one.
I want the guy that in Jurassic Park to bring back the saber-tooth.
So I've got a few people listed as moderators in our chat. I've got Jimmy Callian.
Callanan.
Sorry if I got your
Callanan.
name wrong, Jimmy.
Jimmy's my man. He's one of my first subs, man. Jimmy's seen me right from the start.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
be interviewing
getting
him,
awesome,
you know?
right? Let's give a big shout out to Jimmy right now.
Hey, Jimmy boy.
Jimmy.
I've got
Curve Pimp.
I've got Amy Hogan as a moderator. Because Amy Hogan is one of the best people you will ever meet in your life, right? And I've got Kristen Frost Laser Beams listed as a moderator because she kicks ass more than anyone will ever know.
I second that.
And then we've got Curve Pimp.
Curve Pimp.
You know what, Curve Pimp? I'm not even gonna try to say your damn name because it's gonna make me look stupid. That's what's
Mike Wazowski.
Right? Yeah, Mike Wazowski. Right? And so I think we've got our mods for our chat done, right? Because
Don't forget Surf. Now, Surf is a really cool person.
oh, Surf is the first mod beyond us that I did, right? I can't remember if it was one of you in the Hangout chat that said that I had to do it, but I did that right away. And we've got a lot of blue in the chat right now because we have too many people modded, but in the future it won't be that way, so we'll be okay.
Sure. Oh, to be honest, I have too much blue in my side chats. I kind of am a bit liberal with my renters.
Well, you have to do that at the first, right? You know.
Sure.
All I can see in the chat is a bunch of fucking spanners.
Yes, but there are spanners.
Curve Pimp, you're a spanner, mate. Look at you. You're a spanner.
Yeah.
Blue spanner.
Oh, Surf, don't be so humble. I'm a nobody, my butt. You know, Surf didn't have any videos on their channel at all, right? And right in the middle of Orphan Gate, they went and put up, you know, their own the mirror, because they wanted to help. You know, and it's like, so you gotta love Surf. You know, they're all about helping the community.
Well, that's what the first
Good
time
stuff,
I
man.
realized this was a proper community. Was when all of the like basically logical troglodyte. You had that problem with Orphan Red and Sarcastic Barman. So did you. And the number of different mirrors and response videos that popped up in what we call Orphan Gate was so impressive. That's when I knew this was like a community that was worth being part of.
Can I just say that I coined the phrase Orphan Gate?
Yes, you did. And that, I think, was really the catalyst for the birth of the Shills.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was too,
Absolutely.
to be honest. It kind of what triggered us all into doing the same kind of thing and meeting up and discussing videos together. Thanks, Orphan Red.
Yeah, exactly, right? You stupid little bimbo.
No, let it rest. It's over.
Oh,
Yep,
you
we're done.
kidding me?
Done.
Are you kidding me? I am gonna be exactly who I am. And
Okay,
fuck you,
good.
you giggling little fucking.
Now, Canadian Thomas.
No,
calm down.
come on.
I'm gonna kick your
Don't hold
ass.
back, mate. Let us know how you feel.
Yeah, we want to know how you really feel.
Yeah, okay. You giggling twit, moron, psychotic little bitch who goes on like everybody can't question you, and yet, god damn it, you have a question for everybody. Fuck
Shut
you, Orphan Red.
Take a drink, Thomas.
JutMonk, you're out of a job, mate. That's it. It's done.
And to be
Okay.
fair, I
Where's
still
our
have-
video? We're on a video now. Let's get back to the Mars Flood crazy before we lose it completely.
Let's go back to the Rasputin wannabe.
Until on my last video.
That's right, yeah.
Also who
All of
chimed
us.
in and donated to me. Some of you also subscribe monthly, which is the best. That helps me to eliminate all the headache that comes with, all
I
the
don't
monthly
give a shit
expenses
about his
that I can
headache.
budget. So thanks to everyone. I want to
wants
read
your
all
money.
the comments here. Just ordered my Tartaria shirt. Thanks, Barnabas. Thanks, David. I sent you $7 because I live in Australia and I thank for exposing our bullshit history in their faces. I would be bored, but I'm not working at the moment. Please take care. Sketch. Thanks, Glenn. Just subscribe to try and help you financially. Wish I could afford more, but I can't at the moment. I would urge everyone who watches Barnabas' video to chip in a little bit of cash each month. Otherwise, we will lose this
Hold on. Just
Surely
quickly.
you can all afford $10.
Do we think that these are genuine testimonials, or do we think these
I
are
don't
ones
know,
he's
but
written?
could I just say something quickly? Hi guys, I make videos, and could you just please give me all your fucking money?
If only, yeah.
If he wants to see a mud flow, we can always use him as a mud flap.
Piss flap. Sorry.
Wrong.
Globe Flicker's got a wrench.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh well.
Are you looking forward to that debate? He's in a debate, don't you? He's going to be in a debate where he's going to be arguing that the sky is flat and space is level.
Well, I couldn't disprove it. So,
Yeah, he's going to be on with Constable Conspicuous in a debate. And as far as I know, that's going to be our episode 2 a week from now, unless somebody else already had something scheduled. I don't know.
Sounds like a great idea to me. Right, come on, let's hit play. See where he's going to go with this.
Yeah, send it up. Let's do this.
Only 100 people committed to helping him. Do you want to spend the time and energy that he does doing all this research? I know I can't, so I will try to help him to continue doing the essential work that most of us can't be bothered or don't have the time or don't have the brains to do. You will happily pay a solicitor or lawyer hundreds of pounds or dollars per hour, but you can't give a tiny amount each month to enable this man to carry on doing this essential work. Think about it. P.S. If you think he's just after your money and this is a scam, then you shouldn't even be watching his videos. So unsubscribe immediately.
So that means nobody should be watching these videos.
It's such a cack-handed, clumsy, ham-fisted attempt at extorting money out of people. The least convincing testimonial I've read in my entire life, where he's literally laying it out for you. You can afford to pay your lawyers thousands of pounds. Trust me, no one watching this video can afford to pay a lawyer thousands of pounds. They might struggle to pay this guy a $5 a month, but I bet they fucking will.
That is unbelievably, absolutely, positively nonsensical bullshit.
Yeah, well, And I used to be a Nerubrian prince too.
Well, then let's hear it from the master. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, logical troglodyte, the Nibiru master.
Yeah, this idiot thinks that looking at YouTube channels is research. It's like, no, come on.
I mean, that's the thing. We do looking at YouTube videos before we then go and do the research, right? That's the point, is you need to have something to do your research on, not realizing that watching the YouTube videos isn't actually the research, really. That's just like initial notes. They seem to build all their models are just from watching YouTube videos. Everyone from Flat Earth to Mud Flood, the whole lot. When you ask them for their proofs, they go, I can point you to a video, sir. You're just like, for fuck's sake.
Our
mate,
looking at these idiotic videos is target acquisition. That's all it is.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Fox 3.
Hey, guys, we have DeadKennedyInSpace in the chat.
Great. Oh, get that guy in here.
Right? Is not a member of the Shills?
Yeah.
He can come on in and say hello by all means.
Okay. Are you?
We definitely voted him in as a member, but we have yet to inaugurate him in his little private, shall we say, party.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to streaking video first.
Don't worry, we're not going to do anything as bad as a Skull and Bones or anything like that there, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm just asking him if he can join the chat right now.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so without having any more dead air, let's hit the video play again whilst you sort that out.
Okay, yeah. Let's do this.
Talking about proof.
And I watch your videos. I feel I owe you that much. You just need a little more production, but you know that. Yes, actually, a couple of days ago,
What this guy owes me is an intelligent conversation.
It's a big ego trip for him, isn't it? He reads out the really nice ones that make him look good. I wonder if how many of the ones he's got that he hasn't read that call him a crazy asshole. I mean, you notice he's not going, oh, you moron, why? Oh, no, let's not read that one. And moving on to the next one. It's almost like he's chosen them in advance for a reason.
A bit funny, right? But crazy arsehole is a bit like an absolute fucking plank. Is what I'd
man.
say.
You're quite right.
The guy's had a fucking brain bypass, clearly. Come on.
Right, hit the play. Come on.
Oh, it's playing. I've just muted his crap, so we can talk while waiting for him to actually get to proof.
Okay.
Found this Instagram account because they started to follow my Instagram. So if you are not on
Oh, there it is.
For Mudflood Society, oh my god.
And of course, Instagram, which is of course the perfect way to research an ancient cataclysm in history.
Yeah, but there's almost 1,000 followers.
Oh, my mistake.
Okay, I sent I sent DeadKennedyInSpace the link to join in on the chat if he wants. So let's get back to the video.
Cool beans. I shall press play with him talking now.
Following me, then hit me up and follow me on Instagram. And I want to show you a couple of these pictures because it was just mind-blowing to me. Here's the first
I'm
image.
sure it's so mind-blowing.
I mean, look, this is the train bringing the soil, the mud away. They have tracks, train tracks, carrying the mud flood away. And look at this. Here's a large building. I think this is newly built block house. And look at this. You can see that it's almost reaching to the half of the height of this building.
Oh God, not another one who doesn't understand perspective. For Christ's sake. Look, Dougal, these cows are very small, but those cows are far away. Fuck me. Really? Really? All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
It's a pile of dirt.
Yeah. If you could just excuse me while I go and stab myself in the fucking eyes with a needle.
Yeah, I think I might go nail my testicles to passing traffic.
Oh, God, man. Insanity.
All right, on with the joy.
Yeah.
Mud flood was there and they had to take it away. Next one. Look at this building. I mean, I showed you a couple of Tartarian buildings. But talk about Tartarian buildings. If you have a look at this, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 floors so far.
He can fucking count.
12, 13, 14, 15,
Only up to 10 legs. That's where his thumbs and fingers end.
18 floors. And look at those details. I mean, you are building skyscrapers or like big blocks.
Yeah, because in the 1800s when that was built, they actually had a sense of style in their architecture. It wasn't all utilitarian.
You fucking morons.
I mean,
No doubt. You
This
know?
building's good. That's a sexy top.
I mean, there was a time when the whole point of building a big building was to make it look a bit like a temple or a church, right? You go into old banks or old post offices, they're huge grand affairs with like tiled floors and ropes and like big pillars everywhere, and it's all supposed to be impressive. A bank's supposed to like make you think of the money and the wealth. I'm surprised he's amazed that a building might have some decorations on it.
Well, let's be fair. Big buildings are penises.
No, apparently rockets are penises.
Oh yeah, it's nothing to do with aerodynamics.
No.
No, you know what I mean? I've got the bigger building because I've got a small penis.
Simpler style to the other 10 floors. So is he saying that there was a mud flood that covered the bottom 10 and knocked all of the architecture off? I don't really understand.
I tell you what's coming out of his mouth is fucking absolute wank.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
We'll
bollocks.
press play and see what he
It's
says.
ridiculous what he's saying.
Houses, 18 floors, but you don't put these kind of details over there, right? And these are energy harvesting antennas, as we know.
Sorry.
I take it all back.
I see a lightning rod.
Science, are you still with us? AB, are you still there, mate?
Yeah.
Perhaps
I'm
you'd
still
care to
alive.
try and
See
explain
a
to her
flagpole.
how those stone bits of the building are energy collection devices, or is it there possibly a flaw in his logic?
There's a very simple explanation.
Work, please.
Oh,
There's a very, very simple explanation.
oh yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, right. The last time I checked, they are not energy storage devices. It's
Yeah, he's
just
watched
fancy
Ghostbusters
style.
one too many times.
It's smoke crack busters not enough. Right?
Is that building? Surely that building can be no more than a couple of hundred years at most, can it?
Well, looking at its rust style, 18-story tall, I wouldn't even say it's over 100 years old. It's got to be, what, 70 to 100 years old?
Well, it depends what it's built of. If it's got steel framing to it, it'll be very recent. But if those walls get thicker and thicker the further down it goes, it could be more than that.
And they don't look like it, because you look at, what, is it the Chrysler building? Which one in America? And the bottom is like 6 foot thick, and it slowly goes up higher.
At the end of the day, whenever it's built, right, its architectural style has not been influenced by a fucking mud flood. You know what I mean? It's bollocks.
I mean, look how high that is as well. I mean, that would be covering the entire area. Is he saying that none of the other buildings in that area is older than this one he's looking at? What about all the
don't
churches
think
and
he
things?
knows what he's saying.
No, you're right. You're quite right.
So we'll press play and see if he
a
makes
rookie
any-
error here. You're making a rookie error in thinking that there's actual logic.
Yeah, it's another one of those looks like therefore is, isn't it?
Right, let's see if he has anything sensible to say.
Collecting those free energies. I'm planning a video about free energy and how they're collecting it. But look at this. I mean, what you can also notice here is that some of the floors are totally different architecture from a different kind of material or maybe era, I don't know. The first 2 floors look like the same kind of pattern and material. Then these blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, this look like the same here. And then
Hold on. So it's obviously like the building is made of stronger materials at the bottom than at the top, and as you go further up, they're trying to make them of lighter materials, right? At the bottom, you need to have massive stone blocks supporting the weight, and the further up you go, the less it has to support, right? I think most of us here can see that. But the windows underground bit, it's called a basement. Some countries call it a cellar. But is he honestly saying that because there's stuff under the ground, that proves there was a mud flood over the ground.
Yes.
Like at this point, he's talking about the flood being like 100 feet high, but he's concerned about the 6 feet beneath. What is he talking about?
Listen, right, at the end of the day, it's all fucking bollocks, mate. It's whatever he's talking about, it doesn't even make sense.
Yep. Literally all his proof
just
for a
fucking
mud flood
ridiculous.
is basements.
Everything that he's saying can be explained, and not just explained away, but actually given a really easy, obvious fucking demonstration for. You know, I'm trying to debunk on the fly, but there's not much to debunk. You know,
it's nothing to debunk. It's wank, and that's the end of it. It's bollocks. It makes no sense, and it's just a stupid fairy tale thing to come out with. It just drives you insane. Come on, man.
It's worse when you look at that little bit of video. Then he's going, "Well, this floor is different, and then these ones are different." So which way did it start? Did they build 5 floors? Then there was a mud flood, and then they got some more floors and decided to build it differently, and then build it differently again. Fuck, would they change the very top when there was no mud flood up there at all? It's just fucking stupid.
Right, let's hit play. Let's try and get to the end of it without exploding.
That, and you see these 3 that are very similar, or 4. And then another, which again looks a little bit different. I mean, this is just crazy. Look at that. And these are the usual buildings that are built nowadays.
Canadian Thomas, so you're watching the chat a little bit at the moment. I just wondered if any questions had come up.
I'm looking at the chat as well.
How are you?
Yeah,
Have
my
you found
mum's just
anything?
popped up again. Hi, mum.
Hi, mum.
Hey, JutMonk's mum. I don't need to say hello. She knows me already.
Here, people are bringing the mud away with horse buggies and carts. And here, look, you can see here the buildings in the background. And they had to do some real excavation.
Newsflash. Houses built on ground.
He's just looking at a fucking building site, surely. You know?
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not a mud flood, mate. Get a grip. Sorry, crack on.
Man, you can see the size of the man and how much mud there was. I don't even know how this image survived, honestly. Who made this picture and how is it that they didn't confiscate it? But I guess here's another thing I want to tell you.
Maybe because your mud flood theory is a pile of wank. Maybe the reason it was never covered up and it's still available is because it's horseshit of the highest fucking order. There is no way what you're saying makes any fucking sense. There's evidence against all of it. We've got 6,000-year-old civilizations who never mention a fucking flood at all. Sorry.
That's quite all right, Jimbo.
I'm better getting angry, aren't I? A little bit testy.
Yeah, I know how that is, mate. Sometimes when you hear these fucking morons just come out with the absolute bollocks that they come out with, honestly, it drives me insane. It's just ridiculous. It's damaging, and it needs to stop.
It blows my fucking mind that anyone could get on YouTube, watch one of these goddamn stupid streams, and go, "Yeah, that makes sense to me." Like, this is why we have an obligation to do what we're doing, because this has to be stopped right now.
Well, that's what we're doing. That's the Shills. That's what we do. Is take down this bollocks.
I'll be fair, I've watched this video ahead. He gets fucking worse.
How can it get worse?
I started to watch it, and then I wanted to jump out the window into the fucking grass and hopefully land on a dog shit. That would have been more exciting.
Gracie says she wants to have a word with this guy.
Oh, really?
Exactly. Yeah, let Gracie out, man. For sure.
Well, like Mudflood, the Tartarian, Flat Earth, and some others,
Tartarian.
I believe are controlled leaks, which means that the parasites who rule the world, the entities, they actually want us to know.
You say parasite
sharing this bollocks, and honestly, it's a nightmare. I mean, come on.
Do you not sometimes feel that this stuff is like, it's almost like a knee-jerk reaction against the knowledge that no one's in control, right? That this is a crazy universe, and it's a crazy world, and it's full of crazy people, and no one really knows exactly where it's going to go or what's going to happen. And some people just cannot handle that constitutionally. They need to create a story where, even if it's evil people in charge, that there's some reason at least that the world is so scary. scary, that they've got to blame it on something instead of just accepting that that's kind of the deal. Life kind
There's
of blows.
always got to be a reason. You're right.
Madness.
If your first name was Barnabas, you'd want to blame it on somebody.
Okay, I just put the link to the video chat to the Hangout chat to Dead Kennedy in Space.
Okay, so we got a guest on.
Yeah, and he's not just a guest because we might as well announce it right now.
Yes.
Dead Kennedy in Space, Mr. Kevin himself, is a member of the Shills, and going forward, Dead Kennedy in Space will be on this channel presenting his opinions on flat Earth and other pseudoscience bullshit in the way that only Dead Kennedy in Space can. So let's give a big round of applause right now to Dead Kennedy in Space.
Come on, mate.
Yeah. Has he done the pledge and sacrificed that virgin to NASA yet?
Yeah, well, pretty much. There was an issue with one girl that didn't quite die, and so on and so forth. But we've got it. It's okay.
Oh shit! That was on the main chat. Never mind.
Oh yes, it was. Yeah.
I can't see. Has he made it into the chat yet? Has he actually made it in? I can't see yet.
He's not here yet. No.
Well, someone give me a shout when he arrives so I can let him introduce himself and generally sort of join in.
When he jumps in, I'll pause the video whether we're paused or not.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Right. Well, then let's play.
Make it public, and then we get to know all these things. These are true things, but they wanted it to come out. But there are certain things they don't want us to know, and those are the real secrets we are still digging. And I will show you some that they definitely don't want to come out. I think they want this to come out, but they don't want it to go viral, obviously. So that's why they still censor it. They just wanted to come out a little bit at a time. Maybe like 100,000 people know about it, but not millions. So that's just a side note here. And let's look at the date. What the date is here, 3rd of February, I guess, if we go by the American dating. And I'm not sure what this is, 809.
Hold on. Sorry, that's not actually the American date system, is it?
Okay,
That's the English one.
Okay, sorry, cut everybody off, but let's welcome Kevin Kennedy to the chat. Yeah.
Oi. Mr. Kevin, how you doing, my man?
Good, mate.
Thank you.
Kevin.
Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Oh, it's a pleasure. A public author in our midst.
Here, I'll do the radio thing. So, Dead Kennedy in Space, how does it feel to be a member of the Shills?
I wasn't expecting this. I mean, I'm completely speechless.
Oh man, we
Do you
love
want to
your
thank
work.
your mum or your producer or your audience?
Oh yeah,
Thank my mum. She's in the chat.
I need to thank Jesus and.
Oh yeah, good call. Good call.
Well, we in the Shills have had our eye on inviting Dead Kennedy in Space from the beginning. Like, to be honest, we knew this was going to happen, and
we did.
No one consulted me about it.
Well, we don't have to consult you about
surprise.
it. Yeah.
You're just our resident future boy.
Yeah.
Resident future boy.
Now get back to work.
Yeah, when it comes to what's really going on in the Shills, we'll let you know, Flatter, okay? Just, sit down and, keep quiet and you'll be good.
Oh, I forgot
he was military. He knows all about need to know.
Anti-Flatter, sing us a song.
Isn't that my job?
Want to sing the songs?
That's a good way to put him on the spot, though, isn't it? Andy Flatter, we're not hearing a lot from you this evening. How are you doing? You all right today, mate?
That's
Is it a quiet one?
So hold on here. Sorry to cut Flatter off, but let's go to Dead Kennedy in Space.
Oh,
what do you have to say on this mud flood bullshit that we've been looking at? Come on.
Well, let's see. So evidence of a worldwide flood that, our great grandparents or grandparents should remember is
Yes.
what, ground floor windows?
I mean, there's photographic evidence, obviously.
Of mud existing.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some buildings too.
Here's what I don't get about the mud flood thing is I was just talking to Blue Earth thing about this is when it comes to flat Earth, like that's ridiculous, but the why that they've constructed in their head sort of makes sense. I don't get the why behind the mud flood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insanity, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
this came up already. Why? There's no motive. You know, it's
I mean,
just
you
one of those
can
vague things.
you can look at these pictures and you can see that there was, you know, a little bit of if it, then and that going on. But to attribute it to the mud flood just off the top of your head as if there's no better excuse is just astronomically stupid.
I mean, honestly, the mud flood's clear, isn't it? It's obviously a part of the conspiracy to hide the shape of the fucking planet.
Oh, of course, because you know, if it wasn't for
Yeah.
the shape of, if it wasn't for hiding the shape of the planet, we all would have no jobs, right?
Well, you know, mud always finds its level. Obviously, you can have a mud flood on a globe, it'd all fall off the bottom, right? So it's got to be flat to level out.
Oh, I love it! I love it! I love it!
Oh dear!
More
That's
crazy.
awesome.
More
Mud
crazy.
always
Let's hit
finds
play.
its level. I love it.
You know what you think about this? It also could be from the future, like right? 3rd of 2809. But yes, that's probably not that.
God.
Could be potentially March 28th as well, and it would be just 09 for the year, which.
Or 1907.
Oh, let's just make up a year. Just make up some numbers. Doesn't matter at this point, does it?
Oh god.
Yeah,
knows
just
what
make
that
shit
was,
up.
maybe
That's
800,
what we do is now on
18,
YouTube.
18,
Make
9.
shit up.
Could be that as well. I mean, this is just crazy. If you still doubt that there was a mud flood after all these pictures, I mean, I don't know how to help you, honestly. Wait, here's another picture. It looks like drawing.
Well, I know how to help them real fast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that there was a mud flood. I know there wasn't one. There's no doubt in my mind.
Like mudslides happen. There are mudslides. Things happen. We've seen those happen. But like a brand new global cataclysm where 6 foot of the ground was covered with a layer of mud, and they had to add a bit of height to all of the buildings, and they covered it up. But they didn't because they wanted us to know. They just wanted us to know through fruitcakes like Barnabas Nagy, presumably because he adds credibility to it.
Well, they
I'm not being
released.
funny, right? But I had a shit earlier, and that doesn't make it a national disaster, does it?
In the case of your shit, it is.
You know,
Right, shall I press play?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I would say it's a drawing. The pyramids of Egypt. And it looks like these people are, not sure, making bricks here.
Oh, look, a real life pencil
digging
drawing. That's
out.
gotta be true.
I'm not sure. Probably making bricks. But look at this giant. The giant rules the world.
He's doing it again. He's doing
And
perspective again.
he's overseeing all these small, tiny little humans, humanoids.
Sorry, guys. Stop it, Barman. Stop it, Barman.
Yeah,
I
did-
mean,
Wait,
come
is he
on.
saying the guy in the
We're
foreground
supposed
is
to be
a giant?
debunking this. How can you
He does.
debunk a fucking joke?
Hey, Dead Kennedy, what do you got to say on this, man?
So, in this drawing, he thinks the person in the foreground is a giant,
Uh-huh.
and he hasn't even considered the possibility that he's just in front of everybody.
Right? So what I want to know is how big are the buildings in the background then? Because they're only twice as tall as him. Yeah. So how big are the people and how big is he? Presumably there's no parallax, no perspective. This is just a 2D drawing. They're all basically on top of each other.
I'm thinking we need to get we need to get King of Perspective himself in on this chat so he can explain to us how perspective really works. Book Word, where are you?
What about the angle of
And then
attack?
Nathan Oakley can pop in and explain diffraction.
The thing is, we know perspective can't be involved because that building isn't disappearing from the bottom first.
Well, exactly, right? I love how these guys use perspective as their angle of attack, and yet it never works in the four or the proper dimensions that we have to actually, watch and learn.
Well,
So-
and they'll shift the rules of how perspective works in order to suit in order to feed their confirmation bias.
Exactly.
Like, things bottom up when it's obviously not the curve of the Earth, but other times they don't.
Yeah, and it blows me away because, I mean, it's so obvious when you can see it from our perspective as people who, have actual perspective on the situation, right? And you can see that, the way the sun would set would not be, only in 2 dimensions, but it would be in all of the dimensions so that you could see it getting smaller. Right. And it drives me crazy, all of us as debunkers and stuff, because we all have channels, right? We all know what we're doing. We, as people, we're not doing this to educate the flurfers and whatnot. We're doing it to throw the education to the people that are watching. Am I not right?
Yeah.
I'm not wasting my time, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I've
I
said that
believe this-
repeatedly Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've said repeatedly that my channel is more for anyone who might hear about the flat Earth and go, well, I have taken it for granted, so maybe I have been lied to. Who's right? And do some basic research, and hopefully they'll come across people like us and go, okay, flat Earthers are ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Mr. Kennedy, I mean, it's insane that these people think the fucking world's flat. I mean, it's just honestly, it drives me fucking nuts.
On the one hand, I agree though, because everyone I've interviewed all people like you essentially to find out. At the moment, baller flat Earth stuff, but in the future, other sort of skeptic-based things.
Yeah.
Every single person that I've spoken to has said universally the reason they're doing this is not to convince the flirfs or not to convince the mad crystal snake oil selling futurist free energy nutters. It's because there's loads of people out there who just don't know. They don't know one way or the other. They don't know how to accept it. They don't have the critical reasoning skills, but they just want to know. And if we present the facts in an honest, straightforward way and ridicule the fucking ridiculous ideas, then people watching us know pretty much how to go about finding out what's true.
Well said. At the end of the day, it's ridiculous to think, along them lines that, you can go out and fucking prove curvature. Are these dumbass fucking flatards, whatever the fuck they are? They take a photo and put curvature in the photo. It's right there, and they're like, "Yeah, we're showing it's flat." No, you're showing me curvature, you fucking penis.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, Christ.
Well, where's Anti-Fladder? Are you still in here, mate? Because obviously we're not hearing from you much. I wanted you to...
I'm still here.
Me and you have had a couple of hour-plus long interviews that failed because I've got a crap internet connection and a rubbish computer. But on both of those interviews, you said to me that one of the best pieces of evidence for the world being curved was that you could go up to the top of a mountain, right, and see it.
Yeah.
So, I wondered if you could sort of extrapolate on that, expand a little bit on that to explain what you mean. Because one of the things that we always talk about is the way that there's really straightforward evidence you can literally go and look at, and you absolutely have to deny what's in front of your very eyes to be able to think another thing.
Yeah, well, exactly. I live at the bottom of the North Island, so I can go down to the bottom coast, look across and see the top of the Southern Alps, but not the bottom of the Southern Alps. Or drive across to Waikanae and literally see the ocean, disappearing over the horizon.
Right.
So Yeah, there is no other shape that could happen on.
Yes, I mean, I think you.
Perspective.
Sorry. Sorry, have I just woken up? Were we talking about the shape of the fucking Earth? Come on.
It's 2019. We're having that conversation.
This is a joke, isn't it?
It is amazing.
A big joke.
It is amazing that we're having this discussion in this day and age because, I mean, come on. I mean, Aristophanes had this figured out way back in the day. Why are we still doing this on YouTube? To convince people like Daniel Pratt that they're fucking idiots.
Because people can be stupid.
Yeah, man.
I think it's kind of amazing, though, that, like, with the exception perhaps of AB Science, who is an actual scientist, the rest of us have learned everything one way or another through school and college and our own things. We've gone off and done other fields, and it is us, the members of the public, who are sort of coming forward with our bits of evidence to fight this back. We're like antibodies, like naturally within society. We found this way to fight back against this disease of stupidity that's attacking us. And
Damn
actually,
right.
having people like AB Science on board gives us a little bit of credibility, to be honest. Because
A little bit.
The real fucking deal. Let's be honest, don't you?
A
mate?
little bit, like that's huge credibility. And then when we got Dead Kennedy in Space wanted to come on the panel right now. Dead Kennedy, you're here, right? You know, this kicks ass, right? You know, we know. You know, we are coming from the right side of the argument.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, hit play. Where's that play button?
Play button? Oh,
It's
God,
just
don't
crazy.
say that.
I mean, I'm
I
not sure
did
if
not
it's
do it.
really a big one or it is just the perspective. Maybe it's just perspective.
Oh,
because if you
yes,
look
out of
at
perspective.
this other king here, the size are not that different. Could be just perspective. Anyway, we see some obelisks here as well. And on the top of the obelisk, there is a statue. We see this snake man with beard. And here's another obelisk, which is very interesting.
I told you we were going to get off into lizard people.
Head, some scars, skull and bones. You know, there are the secret societies, skull and bones, and some other symbols here. So interesting.
Skull and bones. They didn't have Harvard.
I mean, do you still doubt that there was mud flood? What else do you need? What
The only
else
thing I
evidence
do,
do you
buddy,
need?
is
Here's
your
that.
sanity, you fucking moron.
Oh, I don't know. Some geological proof, some
And here's another
archaeological
house
proof.
which was just not dug out yet. These are all houses. These are all houses.
It's not a house. It's a pet.
This
Mr.
guy
Kennedy, what
is
was
a
that? Sorry.
fucking lunatic.
Insane.
You know?
It's a level of insanity that I just don't fucking understand.
Dead Kennedy, are you trying to cut in and say something there? I keep seeing your icon pop up.
I was just wondering, because me and Blue Earth Thing were talking about this a few minutes ago. What's the possibility that the whole mud flood thing is a troll?
Yeah,
99.9% in my opinion.
It's too crap, isn't it?
It's
It's not
bollocks.
convoluted
Sorry.
and schizophrenic enough. It doesn't have the flavour of true madness and charlatanism. It just seems like it's too rubbish. It's just lame, isn't it?
It's rubbish. Yeah,
Like,
rubbish
it's bad
is
when
brilliant.
Flat Earth
You
looks
can't
next to this.
describe it any other way.
Right?
than just
I mean,
fucking
Flat Earth,
rubbish.
by comparison, has years of research. It's got people who've gone out with cameras and done stuff. This seems to be an exercise in sitting at Google and looking at old photos of like building sites.
And this is like,
Mudflood.
oh yeah, Cromwell Road in fucking Earl's Court, as they've got basements, so it must have been a mud flood.
Yeah,
Bollocks.
Mud flood is a conspiracy for lazy people.
Do you think
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
gateway conspiracy for just anyone?
Yeah,
can
it's
sort of latch
it's just
on.
for somebody too lazy to turn off their computer and go look out the window.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, are we talking about conspiracies by Hans?
Well, that's a whole nother animal, pun intended.
Go on, keep playing. We've got to get to the end of this madness. We gotta-
They were just
Yeah, I'm starting to get the fuzzy eyeball from Babes
Here's one
here.
that was dug out.
Yeah,
the
come
next
on.
one wasn't. And you can
Let's
see some
slam
other
this
houses
shit
in the background. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, can you? and they are
No,
using
you can't. You
ladders
dumb
because it's a huge amount of mud. This is huge.
That hill is
I don't
big.
see a man here, but probably that's a man size. It's like 10 man size. It's just crazy. Honestly,
Let me
crazy.
stop
Tram
you right
without a
there.
wire. Tartarias.
I tell you what, right? That is not a huge amount of mud. That's just a huge amount of bollocks coming out of your mouth, mate. Come on.
Yeah. The only mud flood coming out of here is the shit coming out of his mouth.
Fucking right.
Damn right, man.
Come on, keep playing. I've got to finish this tonight. We've got to go home.
Same accounts from Jupe Faura. So here is a Tartarian building, obviously used for church nowadays, but I think it was for another purpose. Again, the energy harvesting antennas going to the sky. And obviously the cross was put there lately. It wasn't there, I believe. It was just a simple pointing up antenna, and they put there another horizontal metal to look like a Christian cross. Now, here, what I also want you to note.
This is amazing.
Because they don't build churches just because people want to go to church.
No, of course not. There has to be a secret reason.
Oh yeah.
Has he never heard of like?
There's always another reason that makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
What is this whole free energy thing as well? What does he think churches are getting free energy for? What do they need it for? Powering the organ? I mean, seriously, like, I don't see big power cables coming off of my local church and going to the surrounding community, and it doesn't glow at night. What do they think this power's fucking doing?
The church needs power to power the cameras.
I
to
love
record the videos to set themselves up in 20 years' time for accidentally touching a child.
Ah, right, of course. Come on, keep playing. Keep playing.
Is that they are building the roof. I'm not sure why, but they already have, it looks like they have some poles for electricity. This tram is going without wires, ladies and gentlemen. Free energy, wireless energy.
Oh, for God, it wasn't free.
Fucking hell, they had wireless
Here's the
energy
next one.
in
I'm
the
not sure where
1920s.
this is, but look at that. This on the side is going uphill. This on the other side is going uphill, and all of this is underground. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 floors underground. This
Wow,
was
he
dug
really
out
likes
here,
to show off
and we
that
don't
he
know
can
what
count.
is out there next to it.
Wow, that's
right?
the closest he gets
It's
to
probably a whole
experimentation
town.
and measurement.
This is crazy. Do you still need proof for the mud flood that it was? And
Yes!
Yes, I'm sorry, but I still
give me a
fucking
break.
need proof of
This
this
is
mud
just
flood.
mental. Look at that, and it is not just a simple architecture, right? Again, all those details that we see everywhere else in the
So
world.
humans have never done anything underground because mud flood. That's it, is it? No basements, no cellars, no underground anything. Never. All of it
And
was
things like
above ground, and then
Pompeii
it got
never
covered with mud.
happened, so, you know.
So humans can't dig a hole in the ground.
See, I live in a city that has a 200-year-old fort in it that is about 95% underground, and it's 95% underground because that was safe and easy to defend. Like,
right.
There's so many other possibilities that he's not even bothering with. It's obviously mud flood.
Yeah.
Isn't there's that city in Jordan where they carved a bunch of buildings and temples into the side of the mountains, like, and they had it in the Indiana Jones film. Like, it's like he hasn't realized that sometimes it's easier to dig a hole than build a wall. You know, if you want a big space for lots of people to live in, or you want an open space, it's actually quite simple to just hack away at something that's already there, as opposed to making your own thing in the first place.
Right.
On with the show.
Oh dear.
We're getting some great comments here on the chat.
Oh, do you want to read some out? I haven't asked yet.
Yeah, we're
we
getting
can take
some,
a little break and say hello to everyone.
Yeah, well, we gotta say hi to Kristen Frost Laser Beams, Global Flicker, Double Cross Swine, Colin.
Hey, Colin. Hey,
Amy,
can I just say
Amy
something?
Hogan, of
I'd just
course.
Colin was looking for someone to sing a song and play the guitar for him. It's like a pastiche of the Casual Spaceman. No, the Urban Spaceman by the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. And unfortunately, I can't do it because I don't have recording stuff. But if there's anyone out there who thinks they could sing a song and play a guitar and record it for Colin, you should get in contact with him.
Well, I kind of think I'm the guy for the job.
You are.
Well, do you know your name came up, but I thought you were so busy, I wasn't sure if I should ask.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
Well, there you go, Colin. Send him a message. You two get in contact because Canadian Thomas is just a powerhouse for this stuff. He's been playing running set up for this. The guy was playing sort of some tunes as just as a test. There were about half a dozen amazing songs that this guy's written that are all parodies one way or another around the subject. The guy's genuinely a bit of a musical prodigy. You need to get out there, sort of look for his material. It is amazing. Sorry, mate, I'm done now.
That's exactly what I need because, it comes to the point with on my Canadian Thomas channel where I have nothing to say. And I'm looking, I'm like, anybody got something they want to say, please help me out here,
Sure.
Right? Because I've got the World Model Feud video channel. I've got the Canadian Thomas channel for the songs and stuff. And now we've got the Shills, like, please help me out here. Send me some suggestions. Holy shit, man.
yeah. Give us something to get our teeth into. Here at the Shills, we want to help out there too.
Exactly, right?
Right, so let's finish this damn video. Have I lost Sarcastic
Pillars,
Barman?
intricate details, nice architecture that we don't build nowadays. And these buildings survive earthquakes, floods, and everything. They are so well made. Here is another street scene. They are just removing the rubble from the cataclysm and from the mud flood. Look at that. It's just a cleanup operation. Let's go to the next one. Look at this picture. I mean, you could say that they are just digging a canal here, but
yeah, you could.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
why would they?
Because that is Venice.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that.
It just gets worse, doesn't it?
Worse.
Look at.
I sometimes think this whole thing is an excuse for the guy to say cataclysm, because that word comes up an awful lot in the literature. I think they just like spelling it. It's one of those cool words with a Y in it in the middle.
Yeah.
I do not think it means the word means what you think it means.
That is a dank meme, sir.
Casual Spaceman, hello, my man.
It's all about saying the words, buy my t-shirt.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, won't we, at the end?
Here. This is just a door. And this obviously was under mud. Can you see that? Mud was until here, and now they are digging it out. Right there. Just a regular mud flood building, right? Here are the windows underground. You don't build buildings like it. It just doesn't make any sense.
Tiny collection.
And again, we can see a pointing up antenna to harvest free energy wirelessly.
Sorry, can I just ask a question? Where's all the evidence for this fucking mud flood? I mean, it didn't happen all that long ago because there's photographs. Where's the fucking evidence? I ain't seen any.
The pictures are the evidence.
Well,
so the pictures that show it are the evidence of the thing.
Yeah. The pictures that shouldn't exist because there was a mud flood because the mud flood was destroyed them.
But they're letting it out.
Mud flood.
They want you to know. They just don't want you to know that much.
It's like when the people go, they didn't go to the moon, they couldn't go to the moon. And they go, the government did it as a conazole. Yes, because they built the fucking rocket, because that's not the biggest expense about going to the moon, is it?
All the 200,000 people that were involved that would have had to keep a massive secret like that. Come on.
Like, if the biggest enemy of America at the time, Russia, believed that they'd landed on the moon and sort of thought they'd recorded it themselves with their own telescopes and radio gear, you would have thought that would be the one country go, no, they never landed there.
Exactly.
I wanted to say something, but too bad they actually did it.
Yuri, you've come to join us. Brilliant. I shall expect more out of you, mate.
Yeah, because that fucking flatter man, he says nothing.
Yeah, well, here we got
that way Yuri's taken over.
We got a good
You
question.
get in there, Yuri.
We got a good question from the chat, and Chris Katsopoulos says, "Better question is, where are the newspaper articles for the moon landing?"
What?
Right? Because, you know, when the Americans landed on the moon for Apollo 11, right?
Yeah.
The Russians and a few people were tracing them on the radar. So if the whole thing was based on the big Cold War and everybody had to be first, why wouldn't the Russians have said that it was a lie?
Yeah. Absolutely. It would have seemed like the easiest thing in the world to go, this is American propaganda. They are lying to you to make themselves seem better. When actually it was all just, Stanley Kubrick. I mean, my favourite gag about it is the line about Stanley Kubrick, which is they got him in to direct the faking of the moon landing, but he's such a perfectionist that they made them do it on location.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, and Mitchell and Webb do this TV show in England called The Mitchell and Webb Look. Where
Mitchell and Webb are awesome.
Are they not just genius? They basically point out all the flaws in the moon landing thing. Like, they did actually have to build a moon rocket which could go into orbit and land on the moon, right? And they did actually have to
Nope, he's gone.
hater for all these people faking it. It would probably be more expensive to fake it.
Yeah, we had fucking nothing.
Sorry, Anti-Flatter, you cut in. I was trying to let you answer. What did you say?
You disappeared for a second.
Yeah, we didn't hear what you said, mate. You're going to have to say all that again.
You're joking. Did I cut out? Ah, bollocks. Never mind. Oh, just someone else say something interesting.
Something interesting.
I'll be right back, guys.
You saved me. Thank you. All right, look, is there any more of this video left to finish?
God, I hope not.
It's bound to be bollocks.
I seem to recall it's only a few minutes long. How is it taking this long? Barman,
because we keep jawing about it.
Barman,
wake up.
Sarcastic Barman, are you present?
Sarcastic Barman.
He had one job.
He must have ran down to the pub to get a quick pull. I don't know.
Yeah,
he
right.
had to dig it out first because of the mud flood.
Well, I happen to know for a fact that he's got some pretty appalling internet connection where he is, so it's just possible that he's blocked out for a bit. If that's the case, he'll be back in a little bit. So bearing in mind what we've seen so far already, has anyone got any very strong opinions they'd like to voice that they haven't got to yet?
Yeah, it's absolute bollocks.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even slightly true.
No, I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. I mean, he's showing photographs that are obviously like, not that old, yet no one knows about this. But there's photographic evidence nonetheless. I mean, come on.
Is AB Science on right now? Do we have AB Science in the chat right now?
It wouldn't surprise me if he's fallen asleep as well. It's so fucking boring. What a load of rubbish.
Well, I mean, it's the time zone thing, right? It's really bad for us,
No, I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
I'm worried I'm keeping my neighbours awake with all the shouting. It's like 3:20 a.m. here, and I'm going, "You fucking idiot!" at the top of my voice.
Yeah, I know my neighbors right now must be wondering, what the hell does that guy do all day? Because all he does is tell people off.
My neighbors after war, New Zealand police told them.
Oh yeah, right? That's hilarious, man.
Wait, like actually, you got the police called on you?
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing for running around in the Lance Corporal Flatter outfit.
That's the one. It was more the fact that I've also got the Soviet flag up for Yuri, and then they had the guns, and
Well, at least you weren't doing. At least you weren't doing a flat out and just sticking 2 planks to your feet and running around naked.
more acceptable in New Zealand doing that.
Do you know, I think that's one of the reasons that we've all been attracted to this sort of crazy community. It isn't just the fucking mental ideas, it's the fucking mental people, isn't it? If you look at like your Scotty Storms, right? These are like these characters that you can't believe exist, like Dell and Danny Pratt, and I mean even JM Truth, the latest one. That guy's fantastic, isn't he? He's utterly convinced he's an expert in a half a dozen fields, basically because he dabbles in those fields amateurishly and without success. I'm a physicist because I've done a physics experiment. I'm a filmographer because I've used my camera to film things. Like, he's brilliant. I love him. And then whenever he's challenged on things, he seems to be trying to school you with his ignorance. It's painful.
Okay, so I'm hearing that the Sarcastic Barman has crashed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and we've been at this how long now? Let's go over to the streamer, right?
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it that long?
Yeah. Okay, so the Sarcastic Barman is saying, I'll hold you to that. So Sarcastic Barman is our next guest, for sure.
He's our guest, is he?
Yeah. We have to have the Sarcastic Spaceman, sorry.
You mean casual
spaceman?
Casual spaceman. Yeah, you're quite right. We do need to have him in.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Sarcastic Spaceman. There's one. There's one.
Yeah, it's screwing my head up too, man.
Well, look, guys, we've been going at this, as you say, a couple of hours and a bit now. It's getting to be fairly painful. We're all half cut on this side of the Atlantic. Over there, you're all getting sort of worn out as well. I say let's not even finish the video. We'll cut to the end and we'll get to some sort of like saying goodbyes and final words. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think we're probably about there. What do you think, everybody?
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I've been getting the fuzzy eyeball for a little while.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, it looks like Sarcastic Barman's back in the room. Are you? I thought I heard his voice. Sarcastic Barman, you there? All right, well, maybe we'll come back to him. Okay,
Yeah,
so in that case,
his punk ass is asleep.
Oh, for God's sake. All right, well, look, in that case, I'll start with AB Science, mate. Are there any points you'd like to make before I start saying goodbye to everyone?
No, I think we've kind of covered everything. The mud floods, I mean, it's so limited in scope and creativity and intellect and everything. It's fucking stupid.
Yes.
I struggle to comprehend their stupidity. So
absolutely,
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, wise words indeed. JutMonk, what about you, mate? I'm sure you'll have some choice words on the subject, won't you?
I mean, I really feel sorry for the likes of AB Science, who, you know, he's got a brilliant mind, and we've just fucking put him through that. I mean, mud floods. Come on, what a load of fucking bollocks!
Oh,
that's all I can say. It's bollocks. You can't even debunk that shit. You know, it's just bollocks.
Well, JutMonk, it is absolutely batshit fucking crazy. Like, to even for people like us with actual intelligence in the brain, to step up and have to address topics like this is absolutely bullshit.
It's a fucking insult.
Well, this is it. The funny thing is, right, the one thing the people we are arguing with, they never realise this, is even though we're telling them they're fucking idiots, what we're doing is we're subjecting their ideas to the scientific test. We're saying, is it possible? And then we're going, well, no, it's fucking impossible because X, Y, and Z, and you're a moron. But the fact is, we are at least treating the idea. We're taking it seriously. We're subjecting it to the same trial we would any other idea. They just don't like the answer they're getting.
Exactly.
Exactly. Even worse than flat Earth is.
Oh, isn't it?
Oh, Kevin, exactly, right? You know, it's completely ridiculous, you know?
That's why I think it's a fucking joke. You know, it can't be for real. They can't be. They can't. These people can't be fucking really believing this shit.
Well,
Can
Kevin,
Come
you
on.
basically said something similar yourself earlier. Now, I know you only came on a bit later and I haven't had so much sort of say in this one, but I wondered if you had anything you wanted to add, because obviously we've looked at mud floods at the moment, but were you here when we looked at the first half at anti-vax?
Unfortunately I wasn't. I've been kind of under the weather, and I was laying down before I came in here. But the main thing that I can say about mud floods is the ground floor windows thing is what kills me. Like ground floor, he keeps saying like buildings aren't built like that. He keeps saying that the buildings aren't built like that. I'm a flooring installer. I work in new housing all the time. Yes, they fucking are.
Yeah, Kevin, and that'd be funny.
built.
Ask the fucking guy that built it, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
Kevin,
I'm sure you could find that out if you really wanted to. I'm sure you could find it out whether it was built like that or whether there really was a fucking mud flood, which there wasn't, because that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So here in the chat, let me interrupt you guys. Sorry. In the chat, Casual Spaceman and a few people are talking about how they want the next episode to be on the moon landings. Now, I know
a great
that
idea.
Well, I know that there's a few people on this panel that have really strong opinions about this, but let's go to Kevin, Dead Kennedy in Space. Our next episode is going to be the moon landings. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. Well, the moon landings, honestly, before I got into the debunking community, there was a brief period of maybe a couple months when I gave the moon hoax credibility, and I thought, hey, maybe we didn't go. What do I know? I don't know how any of this stuff works. And I started to look into it, and it took me a couple of hours to find reasonable answers to every question the moon hoax raises.
Right.
And that's something that always blows my mind with these conspiracy theorists. Like flat earthers will say, I used to think flat earth was ridiculous, and then I watched a video and I couldn't debunk it. And I'm like, what's wrong with you then? I could.
Okay. Do you know how many times I've heard that? Yeah, I didn't want to be a fucking flat earther. I wanted to debunk flat earth, and then I became a flat. Are you fucking stupid?
Bullshit. I think that's the biggest lie. They wanted to be different. They wanted to be a flat earther. They wanted to feel like they had this special knowledge. They always tell the lie, man. They say, "Oh, I didn't want to be a flat earther." Bullshit. You wanted to be special. That was your whole deal. You found a way.
Bullshit.
It is guaranteed. They jumped on the bandwagon to be a part of the movement. There is no way that anyone with an ounce of their own intellect sat down and went, "Yeah, Phuket Words got a point." Like, come on.
Hello, flat Earth researchers, debaters, and debunkers.
That was too good.
Oh my God, that was nails down a chalkboard. Who did that? Who did that?
Nightmare. That was me. He's a nightmare, isn't he? I've seen so much of it.
From the show.
Okay.
So we can announce right now that Dead Kennedy in Space, Mr. Kevin himself, is a shill and will be on this panel from now on. Can we not?
Yes,
well, that's
absolutely.
Fantastic news. Well, welcome to the gang. The final member is here. Fantastic.
Yes.
Because it's getting late, I'm really sorry to keep cutting you guys off, but frankly, I think, our audience have been here for a long time too. It's time we sort of started wrapping up. I've said goodbye to a bunch of you so far. Anti-Flatter, I wondered if you wanted to say anything, mate. Oh, if not, Yuri.
We covered all good topics. This mud flood shit is absolute bullshit.
Thank you, comrade. I agree completely with you. Right.
What the fuck is going on? What is going on? Like, seriously, Illuminati shit here.
Yeah, Yuri just walked off. I don't know what the fuck you guys done to him. Jeez.
Well, we just pissed Yuri off real bad, so we better watch our mouths.
That's making floating around here somewhere.
That was awesome.
Can anyone tell me if Sarcastic Barman's made it back into the fold yet?
No, I think Sarcastic Barman's getting some right now. We probably should leave him alone.
Right. In which case, I will leave him be. So who have I spoken to so far? I've said goodbye to JutMonk. I've said goodbye to Kevin. I've said goodbye to AB Science. I've said goodbye to Yuri and Anti-Flatter. That leaves me and Canadian Thomas. So
yes, it
Canadian
does, buddy.
Thomas, you're going to give us an amazing goodbye speech. I know you put it in you.
Okay, everybody. Well, I'm so glad that you have all joined us on the initial broadcast of The Shills. We are Logical Troglodyte, Anti-Flatter, Canadian Thomas, Jimbojo, JutMonkTheDrunk Monkey, AB Science, DeadKennedyInSpace, and we are coming at you live every week to bring you the best in flurf debunking and pseudoscience nonsense slam downs.
Yeah.
What do you
Fucking
think,
right.
people?
I think they heard that on this side of the Atlantic without the internet. Fantastic.
Yes, mate.
Now, have I said goodbye to Logical Troglodyte yet? Is he still with us?
I think so.
Nah, he's dropped out.
He's dropped out. Oh, that's a shame. Wow, goodbye to you, Logical Troglodyte. You were missed.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
fuck
that just
him.
leaves me. I think that just leaves me, right? Is there anyone I've forgotten?
No, my friend.
Okay, well, look, I won't make a big show out of it. I hope everyone's enjoyed the show. I think it's fantastic. We've had a good old chat today. Everyone's nice and drunk at this point.
I'd just like to say I think we've had a really good time, and I hope you guys in the chat have had a good time too with us, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyone else got anything they'd like to add?
Thank you to everyone who stuck through the full stream.
Yeah, I've got something to add. Sorry. Mud floods. Everybody, it's bollocks, all right? Just forget about it. It's bollocks. End of.
Cool. Well, I don't know.
Kevin,
Oh, yeah.
Kevin, I will give you your invite to the Shills server and so on and so forth tonight, and make sure that you're all set for the next stream and the whole bit, and then therefore, and you'll be we'll have your avatar on the round table and the whole 9 yards, buddy.
Awesome, thank you.
Excellent. I'm so glad to have you, buddy.
Absolutely. You are very fucking welcome.
We spoke
mate.
about this. We spoke about this.
Yes, it was an instant vote. Yes, that
Yeah,
Kevin
it was.
DeadKennedyInSpace is a shill.
Yeah. Unanimous vote.
Say that
That's it, right? Everyone said goodbyes. Everyone's sort of nice and happy. Does anyone want to add anything more before
Just
I say goodbye?
thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for watching us, listening to us talk bollocks and whatnot. But it's been fun for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's been fun for all of us, and we're so glad you guys joined us. And in the future, we'll be more structured, we'll be more focused, and we will attack the pseudoscience community like you have never heard.
Absolutely.
Let's fuck them up, man. That's what they
destroy
need.
the stupid. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Ciao,
Canadian
ciao.
Thomas, right? You're the guy with the finger on the button, so you'll just have to get us out of here. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody watching right now, DeadKennedyInSpace is a shill, and he will be a regular member of the panel. So yeah, that's how cool we are.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing us a bit of credibility.
Right?
Good night.
Yeah. You and AB Science.
I love you guys, man. Take care, everybody. We'll see you
Take
on the
care.
next stream.
See you over the curb, Space Cowboys.
Yay.
Okay, so now I have ended the stream.